out there hitting transition jumps, don't they?
Exactly. You have to really know everything about being a free skier. You have to be riding transitions. You know, we've seen like a lot of the transition riders come from the half pipe and really like show what can be done from those quarter pipe takeoffs like into the landings. And like, you know, we know what these jumps are like hips are one of the most classic jumps in the whole of free skiing, but it's difficult. Like, it's different.
I love it because the simple fact, it stops slopestyle becoming an acrobatic fest. It's not just about learning. You can't just point your skis at a jump and then learn to do spins. Like, you've got to be able to ski. We're going to see it today. You talked about it. On that last jump, you've got 2 quarter pipes. You're going to basically have to put a GS turn down into that to give yourself the power to fly out and actually use, because you can go 6 meters off it and just plop off the end, or you can come right back up the other end and send it 16 meters if you've got the ability to turn and then use the transition. So it's about so much more than just what you do in the air. It's about how you use the steel and then how you use your edges going down the course for me.
And what, following on from what you just said there, Ed, is like, have you got the ability to hold that? And that is a huge defining factor when you hit courses like this, because it's also, you mentioned there isn't a lot of fresh snow. A lot of this is blown, a lot of it's very hard. It has been cold the other days. You're expected to slide a bunch of rails on the same edges that you're also expected to come flying, as you say, a GS sort of power turn into these big transition vertical hits. Like, it takes an incredible amount of technical ability as well, as getting your equipment right.
The one thing that I've seen, and I've watched this in snowboarding, you can talk us through it in skiing, but we've got clear standouts now in the rails because there's equal weight on the sector by sector scoring. You see people like Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott and Mia Brooks coming out of the first sets of rails, sometimes 2, 3, 4 points ahead of the rest of the pack. And I watched Anna Gasser 2 seasons ago training so hard in New Zealand because she's always had the air game, but just getting a rail game up to speed, because it's not just about those big tricks on the jumps. There's 10 points from all 6 sectors. You've got to be evenly weighted across those if you want a big, powerful score.
That's what you were your rail game was so strong, or is so strong, excuse me.
Yeah, thank you. That's flattering.
No,
we've got 5 days together, thank you.
That's true.
We're still
no,
mates.
but your rail game, you were historically, again, you were always so strong on the rails and the jumps. You gave it that equal weight, and you would charge the half pipe, you would ride in the backcountry as well. Because, like you said just a minute ago when we were talking about this course and the course progression, they're rewarding a complete skier, aren't they? They're rewarding somebody that can ride everything.
And you have to be. I mean, it's 2025 now. We've got like so much going on, and it adds to the whole aspect, because what you can't do is go and lay down the biggest tricks in the world. You have to ride every single one of these different features in a different way. They're all weighted the same. It's a beautiful way to watch skiing.
I think we're going to take a look right now. We're talking about it, so let's take a look at the course preview. Talk us through it then, Woodsy.
Sweet. Oh yeah, it's a great graphic. To start things off, there's the hitching post at the top, and it's linked with these first rail sections, so you're going to watch people skiing from that hitching post into one of the 3 down rail options, and then the next pad is an up rail and a rainbow rail. The rainbow being bigger, but the 6-meter launching cannon is like the one to get your real airtime off of. And then it goes into the first of the 3 jumps, 16.5 meters there. The pitch here in LAAX is beautiful, so you'll see guys taking as much speed as they can into the Twisted Sisters, is what they've dubbed those.
Nice.
I wanna ride!
Exactly. And then it's the quarter pipe takeoffs, or the side hits, or the shark fins. They're not set up like shark fins this time, but down here is the one that's taking people by surprise, is the quarter pipe, and then a down bar set up again down the bottom, an elbow on the skier's left there, waterfall, and a classic down bar on the right.
Yeah, that's a proper Jersey barrier style one, the little elbow, isn't it? And then I think it's a gap out to that down bar as well. That always fascinates me, that last little rail section, because you've done everything. It's so easy to lose your concentration, like just a small little rail section to go. We saw I think we called it the dignity stripper a couple of years ago.
We did.
So many people just coming unstuck, losing the focus right at the end there.
I mean, it's tough. We spoke about the rails and the jumps and all the features being weighted equally these days. But it has to be said, you know, you've gone in charging, you've got through these meaty jumps, you've just hit this quarter pipe, your legs are burning, you've just landed and come through that tranny, and you've got to almost kill some speed, hold it together, look good, and get through this little rail. It's a challenging course.
You know, I want to ask you about this. This always plays on my mind. I've heard a couple of coaches say it recently, especially in big air. Like they say, breathe. And you're thinking, of course they're going to breathe. But you can imagine when you drop in, especially on a big air, one hit, you're like, but on a slope, it's like there's some endurance in there. It's like boom, 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 exploding into each feature. You've got to be fit and you've got to be breathing and settled through the whole thing.
You totally do, and this is a drivey course. It's not a steep pitch. It's not the steepest pitch that we see on the circuit all year. It's a flatter pitch, which means, in general, considering the conditions, you're charging for speed. So additionally, you're skiing and snowboarding. You're actually fighting every little transition, every
Pushing
inch
through
you
it.
can get.
You're not stood up and coasting, you're tucked down, burning that thigh energy, just trying to get the speed into stuff. Okay, beautiful view of it there. Look at that. You can see. You talked about it, 16.5 meters on both of those kickers, the Twisted Sisters and the straight jump there above it. But that's 16 to the knuckle. These landings are so long, aren't they?
Super long, yeah. 16.5 meters. That's just the beginning. If you land at 16.5 meters, you're coming up short, and it's not going to be pretty. You're going to want to be going plenty past that, and we will be seeing it.
What do you reckon? 3 meters between each of those lines. So the first line is 16.5 meters. That means we're kind of just shy of 20. We're coming up to 22 meters on the third line. 25 meters on the fourth line. That means it's 28 meters. If you see anyone on the fifth line, that's a big jump.
Yeah, they got quads for days.
You know, the judges have got like a little pocket of points ready just to
sprinkle over those
empty over that sector if they see it down on the fifth line. They love that.
Ed, I'm being reliably informed we are 5 minutes away from kicking things off here, so you are on start hut duties.
Yeah, I'm going to go down and get the vibe out of the start hut, find out who's down there, who's feeling this, and I like to call this dog's bum sniffing time, where everyone gets the measure. Well, they're just testing out. They find the course, what's going on. They see how everyone else is riding, but only 2 runs, a lot of pressure. So I'm going to go and soak that up, boys. I'll leave you here.
We'll see you shortly. Right, as course, wouldn't go without saying that I've got no internet, so I can't bring up the start list, but I'll get it for you somewhere, and we'll dig into the close to 30 skiers. How many have we got dropping in here? Thank you, Eddie. And it's I think you touched on it earlier, Woodsy. This is a who's who. This is the one everybody wants to come and win. Women's semi-finals today, going straight through to finals. It's all about qualification at this point. You're not out to win it at this kind of stage in the game, first day of competition, but how will they be feeling? How do they approach this?
Well, as you said, you know, it's qualifications, or it's semi-finals, and, you know, the mission today, the one job to do is to get through to finals. It doesn't matter what position you get through to finals, but you just want to be there on the big day. Obviously, the higher up you qualify, the more advantage you're going to have in the finals. If you qualify first, you're going to drop last. You're going to see what everyone else has done before you, and that is an advantage, although there's a lot of pressure dropping in last in the finals, so every position's final for sure.
First runs, we might see a few mistakes, but we'll definitely see the let's take a look at the start list. I've just seen the conditions looking nigh on perfect live. It is a very good Morgan from LAAX in proceedings. This is the FIS World Cup here at LAAX. It's the LAAX Open. Are moments away from the start of women's Freeski semi-finals, run 1, and having the unenviable task, I always say, of dropping first. Marin Hamill.
Yeah, it is difficult dropping in first. It's always, you know, when you get the start list the night before, and then you're just getting ready going first, and you're like, oh, that's another thing. So, you know, I mean, Marin Hamill's an experienced competitor. She's really good, but it is a lot of pressure going first. You've got to start this thing off, and it's the first run of the LAAX Open 2025.
And looking down this start list here, who jumps out for you?
Well, Maren to start things
Yeah.
off, Sarah, Annie, you keep Megan Oldham, Eileen Goob, Mathilde, Olivia. It doesn't stop. We keep going down. And there's so many new faces too, and they're so good.
Yeah, Flora Tabanelli jumps off for me, the Italian that's been on an absolute charge. Who are we missing? I think, is that the best way to address this?
I mean, if Kelly Silder isn't in the lineup, like, you know, there's something there.
Yeah.
She's on to, you know, great things every time she's going skiing. So there's Kelly who isn't here, but I mean, the presence of Eileen is a big thing. It's her first Slopestyle competition since this time last year.
Wow.
So that's pretty big.
And here we can see the Slopestyle World Cup standings. Tesla De, she's not on our start list. So we are missing Tess.
They're just the first one up, exactly. So Tess not being here, she's a diehard competitor. She's fantastic. You know, she would have absolutely lit up this course. So surely some of the ladies in this field would be grateful that Tess isn't here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially being first in the points race right now.
And Mathilde, obviously last year's winner here with that run.
She was so good,
you loved it. You went apoplectic in the booth.
I loved it to see her because she did the double forward out of the shark fin, and that we were talking about earlier, the difficulty of all these different takeoffs. I haven't seen it before from the ladies' side, and it was just really sick to see Mathilde step up in the slopestyle run, and it was just in the mix with everything. Like, I wasn't expecting to see that. Amazing slopestyle run. She deserved it last year.
So the second half of the women's slopestyle looks like this. Lumenting, oh, it's racing through here, the graphics. And there you go, that was it. Okay, great. So I hope you understood.
Everyone's there.
Hope you got a handle. And here we go then, first in. So strap yourselves in, couple of hours. We've got ski slopestyle of the highest order. Maren Hamill in first.
Switch on over the down dink. Front side 450 off the cannon, getting some air time off that. That's good. Carrying plenty of speed into this first jump. That's the normal jump. That's the classic.
Just a standard jump to kick things off.
And a ride cork 7 with a tail grab onto the left 540 critical off that twisted sister. Going pretty high off that. I like that. The judge is going to like it. But coming in switch to the shark fin, that's not easy.
Yeah.
Switch alley-oop, right side 540, getting a little Japan there. Maren in the QP, alley-oop 180, getting some air time, and she's going to hold it down with a lip slide to switch down the waterfall.
Boom. Score on the board. That's what we always say. It's my catchphrase. That first run, that nerve shaker.
It is
She's
exactly
had to go
what it
out
is.
there. Yeah. Go out there, put that score on the board. It's really interesting to see how that bottom jump, how they score it. Really, we're gonna, because that didn't look so high from that camera angle, but actually, depending on where you take off, it's, you know, long and low. Do you try and go higher? The higher you go,
tiny little bits is what's going to make all the difference. But that was a beautiful run from Maren, and again, she started. That's first out.
try and get you replays as and when they come through. Scores
A lot of different first down bar. You're going to really want to see people linking and momentum as they get through the course.
See, snow park here in LAAX.
Sarah knows what she's doing. She's, you know, at home here in LAAX, a 180 over the hitching post, cutting all the way across. Nice switch lip to technical lift in the tips over the front of that rail. Back 450, I love that switch. Looks like she's taking lots of speed.
Yeah, I was
dead
about
right.
to say, charging through.
Switch 7, going really big. That's
Yeah.
sort of classic Sarah. Switch on the twisted sister, not an easy thing to do, and she's doing it on the switch left. 540, a little bit of opening up, but it's clean. She's got plenty of speed. Look at that. Big
Yeah, that's
corkscrew. That's the angle you were talking about.
Yeah, hitting it from far back and getting it as high as you can, and then just coming a bit unstuck. Going the air fakie on the quarter pipe.
I like it though, air to fakie,
Yeah.
because that's nice, you know, into the switch right 270. So she got both switch 270s in that run.
And can you see how that quarter pipe is actually angled? It's on your, well, yeah, I don't know how you'd say it in skiing, but obviously for being goofy, it's a toe edge, you know, a front side wall for me. So for skiers, you're naturally happier spinning to the, obviously to the left, to the right. That's going to be a kind of down the pipe spin. Whereas if you're more comfortable spinning the other way, then it's going to be alley-oop for you on that, isn't it?
It is, and it is at a funny angle. It's definitely a feature that is going to throw people off. It is done in the TV than it is in person. This is the angle off that shark fin. Yeah, you can see how much more amplitude, not bagging on it, Marin, but Sarah went massive. Cork 3 to match that, landed nicely.
So, awaiting the scores for Sarah
Gate, we're going
Fritz.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Annie Carava. Okay, doesn't look like we're getting the graphics for you, but we can fill you in. We're on, if you're watching this at home, we've got a offer up on your Chrome browser. You can ski.com, and that will give you the scores, and you can follow along with the scores. Sarah Hovland posted a 70.3. Hovland takes to this course here.
Beautiful run through the rails for Annie to start things off. Whoa-wee, I love that switch 9 with the lead and blunt. That was gorgeous. Hand down again, getting blunt. Blunt means tail, but right on the end, which is obviously much more difficult. There's your alley-oop, like you were talking about in the shark fin. Right side 360. Annie gets up there, alley-oop 180 on the QP, and she's going to slide through that. And I think that was a good run, and you can see, you can feel it that that the ladies right now, these first 3 out of the gate, they're putting runs down.
Nerve-wracking going first. No one likes going first and dropping in.
Totally.
But the good thing is, we all know with slopestyle and with skiing and with all of these sports, is it only takes one person to just put something out there, fizz it up a little bit, rip the lid off it, and then everybody starts. What do we think? Tide rises all ships.
Exactly. I love that.
Okay, next in, Grace Henderson from the US of A. And that's Annie just down.
She's thinking, did I do enough? Did I do enough? She had a beautiful switch 9 on that first hit. I must say, that was a standout moment in Annie's run there. It was beautiful. And then should she progress, we'll be looking for her to step up in all the other zones.
So Annie posting a 63 point, perfect conditions.
And a nice trap into the first one. Oh, there it is, lovely switch, jump. Losing a little bit of speed on that turn, so she landed up high.
Just gets up high, didn't she?
Just washing out, and that's going to cost you a little bit of speed, which is going to cost you high, but it didn't hold her back in the QP. That's the highest there we've seen. That's last landing, sneaking around that front side 270. Good hold.
Good hold indeed. So Grace,
sister of Hunter.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll see later.
Definitely a name for her. As we go back to the top, Flora Tabanelli, unknown quantity for us here. And she's coming out Courmayeur and just absolutely killing it.
I mean, it's so exciting to see. I feel like I say it every single year, but when you got new names, new faces up there in the gate, it's so exciting. You know, like, let's learn, like, show me, who are you? Like, come in with a bang. Let's see it. Introduce yourself and let your skiing do the talking. I love that.
Well, if her skiing will definitely do the talking, but she cites, or I should say, Marcus Eder is a big fan, so you know that she's can throw down.
That's wicked. Good bit of travel, frontside 270 off the hitchy bus. I like that. She's going cross court, coming in, switch 2, block, no sliding from left to right, hitting that right side, hitting the cannon 450 out. Right side 5-4. Thought she was leaning a little bit by on that first one. Oh, I like this. I like this. This is the wire cam angle or something, isn't it?
The drone cam.
Drone cam. Switch. Bio 9 out of Twisted Sisters. That's nice. Shout out a little bit of Ferdinand Dahl action. I dig that. And a left side. Cork 7's what that looked like. Yeah, she landed forward coming into this QP. Smooth alley-oop. You see her carrying her speed. 270. Oh, you're kidding, you're kidding, you're kidding. No one saw a thing, Tim. No, I didn't. What one more talk? What?
I don't know.
Did you see
it.
something?
I was looking away.
Looked great to me. There's a 270 on that waterfall, and what the waterfall means is that it's got that drop on it. It's 2 down bars, and it's got like a little drop to it. So it's not a kink. It's not like the rail's changing direction. It's just boom, boom. And that waterfall aspect can help you if you're locked onto the rail. It can really help you like reset and get ready for what you're going to do out of the rail. But if you're a little bit off, like we did see from Flora, it's going to boot you.
It's going to do that to you.
It's going to boot you, and the judges are not going to be happy.
Well, she knows it. You can tell by the look on her face. And she's no stranger to the top spot. She won actually in Kreuzberg just a couple of weeks ago.
Which is so cool, man.
I say a couple of weeks. Awesome. It was on the weekend. She won on 4 days ago.
At registration for this event, everybody had just driven. So you've seen like all the skiers and the snowboarders are all happy, you know, all stoked, had a good sleep in the car, and all the drivers, you know, I don't know who the coaches, parents, they're getting ready for registration. But it was a top-to-bottom run for Flora there. It did come a little unstuck on the bottom, but it was a lovely run. So I think, you know, she'll look to improve, but there will be some points on the board.
She's definitely got dub 10s in a locker as well, so they're going to have to make an appearance if she wants to advance into that final. So live shots from LAAX. If you're just joining us, strap yourselves in because Megan Oldham is next. And this will be fireworks.
Yeah, she's a fantastic skier, Megan. She's done great things all over the Freeski scene. Again, nice bit of travel through that hitching post. 270 on. I'll call that clean. She got a good little jump off the end there. Front 450. It's looking like that seems to be the rail runner choice. There we go. Dub 10 on the first jump. Boom. To the left. That's a lovely way to start off. No problem for Megan Oldham. You know, you can see it's just so locked in her bag of tricks. Right side, 900. Oh, this is already a beautiful run through the rails. Switch, it looks like it's going alley-oop. Yep. Nice. Tony, switch, alley-oop 5. Again, alley-oop with the mute at the QP. Come on, Megan, hold it together through the waterfall. Boom, boom, 2 forwards. Boom. It was beautiful on the jumps. This first rail, don't look too close if you're a judge. Just a tiny bit, but you know what? That angle was favourable. So hopefully that's what the judges were looking at.
Yeah, that angle was favourable.
Did she
solid on the jumps, though. First woman to triple.
Oh, yeah. And that was an amazing feat. She dropped.
If you look, she takes off right the last 10 inches of that takeoff.
She did, and this is the discussion: are you going all the way down the landing to get your airtime, or are you taking off at the back of that QP so you can get as high as possible, land as high as possible, and get as much speed into the quarter pipe? It's a difficult thing to call, and because this quarter pipe, there's so much speed for it. It's actually affecting, or through practice as I was watching, it's affecting how the guys and girls are actually approaching that shark fin feature. So we'll see a lot of different approaches to it. And Megan, as you say, choosing to take off right at the end there. But that was a beautiful run. Did she step up on the jumps because she knew she came off just a tad early on that first rail, or was that the plan from the beginning?
Well, yeah.
Hard to tell. But she's a badass competitor, so who knows?
We'll just wait for these scores to come in. I'm just trying to get some score breakdowns, and then we can actually try and go into that fourth feature, those shark's fins, and figure out what the judges are rewarding.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see Megan score that.
Okay, Eileen Gu dropping in. If ever there's a skier that needs no introduction, it's her.
Yeah, she's come blasting onto the scene, and she's just amazing. Eileen doing it all. Switch on front 450, getting a high Japan off that. Yeah. I like that a lot. That's a little bit of personality for it. Usually Japan's right behind the boot. Left side cork 7, you see her really laying that out, undoubtedly getting ready for a double at some point in this competition. Right side 900, beautifully off axis. That's a Buick grab coined by Alex Hall. Something or other off the quarter pipes. We didn't catch that. The delay between the cameras. Sorry for that. But that's what we're talking about. Eileen, a transition rider, excellent in the half pipe. Massive alley-oop 540 Japan, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and 270 on down at the bottom. So, strong runner. I was going to say that it's going to be skiers like Eileen, and we saw it with Val Caselli in the snowboarding.
Exactly.
You know, a transition rider that can really take to that bottom quarter pipe and wring the neck of this course for extra points. And she's done it right there.
Totally. If you
And
hit
she made that look so easy on the quarter pipe as well.
It is because
It is for her,
She goes massive. I mean, on that screen we saw earlier, we see the size of that half pipe. That's what Eileen's used to shredding. See this? She's almost just teasing us. She didn't quite have enough speed there, so she might have just been like, oh, I'm going small, I'm just going to do a 7 because the rest of my run is way good enough. Look at that, reaching back for the Buick. That's both hands on the seatbelt, Japan, all the way across the body. And this was the money of this run. Eileen knows how to compete. She knows where she's going to stand out, and it's going to be right there. That's the biggest air of the day we've seen there. Alley-oop 540. Beautiful.
Job done.
Job done, I reckon.
Job done for Eileen Gu.
Yeah. I think so.
And it's funny that 720 in there looks so slow, didn't it?
Yeah, you can see.
So it made that jump look small almost. So you're absolutely right. Bit more speed, being able to crank it just that little bit faster. Start getting the doubles.
She got double 10s, 12s,
Yeah.
14s, 16s. I mean, it's really, you know, there's no end to how she can progress. Just like the next skier, get ready, bang in the snow for skis.
Yeah, another woman who needs little to no introduction. A stalwart of the LAAX Open, product of this freestyle arena.
She's a cover girl this week.
Yeah, defending champ Mathilde Grimaud. Such a good skier.
I'm a big Mathilde fan. Switch 360 tail tap, switch ride 270, beautiful. You see that little personality like boosting off the end of that rail, like she really meant it. So she's already spun. Switch both ways. Oh my goodness, you're joking. Switch lip slide 270 up to the top of that rainbow, front side 270 out. Everybody else is hitting the cannon. Oh my goodness,
Double 9.
what a way to do it.
We're seeing a statement here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Already we're seeing a statement from the defending champ.
There's one of her signature moves. Bio 720 off that second one, linking a switch double 9 to that Bio 7. Mathilde, this is where she did a double 10 last year.
Yeah.
Going small that time with a 360, but honestly, with the way this run's going so far, she didn't need to step up on the shark fin yet.
Well, it looks like we've got a little bit of a delay with the drone cam, and when we cut from the drone cam back to the cable cam, then we're getting that unfortunate delay. So we did miss that quarter pipe trick.
But you know what?
But she rode out of it.
She rode out clean. She got beautiful frontside 270 out of the waterfall, and you know what? I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to see. Maybe a little further down the line in the competition, we'll get to see even more.
Well, it is just.
Oh, look at the angle. I love this. So we're coming out the shark fin, hitting that quarter pipe on that like 45-degree angle.
I was going to say full 45 degrees.
This course is brutal. I'm gonna be honest. It's brutal. You're expected to hit the rails. You're supposed to be sliding metal on those edges, and then you're supposed to be holding an edge through this bulletproof ice snow.
And also, you've got the jumps. They're offset in both ways. So you've got ones that shoot you out and ones that shoot you in. So you're forced to almost alley-oop your jumps. I mean, whichever way you go.
Exactly. If you're alley-ooping, you're spinning against the direction of your drift through the air, and it's beautiful, is what it is.
Yeah, you need a big bag of tricks here to utilise. And like we said at the top of the show, it does breed. It breeds a complete skier.
Totally.
Events like this. So Mathilde Grimaud then does post a 75.65, puts her in second. As we welcome Olivia Asland to the course now, arguably one of the most stylish skiers we'll see.
Easy. I'm not sure if it's even an argument, if I'm honest. Just look at her, she's brilliant. Backside 630 out of the cannon. Beautiful rail section up top. Switch lip to blind 270.
Well, we knew the rails would be good.
Boom, there's a double 10. Not a problem for Olivia. Just backing up teammate from Canada, Megan Oldham's double 10. Right, 9. Similar run. We're seeing a similar run to Megan. And Megan is... she's a good, she started off well. Switch, alley-oop, 540. Look at that lead, safety with a little bit of tweakage. Love that from Olivia. You see, she dished a little bit of speed, but still gets out of the top of that alley-oop. Beautiful. Olivia just got to hold it down on that bottom rail. Wow, 270. It is a good gap to that down rail.
Yeah.
So, it's not a simple down bar down the bottom. What do we look? This back 630. This is the step up that we've seen so far on this second rail pad. Back 630. Beautifully done. A little bit off axis, holds it together. So we saw a double 1080. Oh, she's so cool, Olivia Aston. I love that. Landing on that second line, so that shows, you know, Eileen she went a little bit smaller, and she knew it, and she put down just the 7. So Olivia proving there that just that one more line, and you can put down a double 10 real smooth and float it out. Twisted Sisters here, lovely 900. Look at that view, just boosting over the top of LAAX right now. What a perfect day. Beautiful run from Olivia. Love that. And you know what's just fantastic about this is you can see all the ladies. You're seeing different runs coming through. You're seeing all of them just with so much talent and able to mix up the runs. We're seeing different runs from all of the skiers.
We've seen a lot of different runs so far, haven't we?
You know, these ladies are of an ability. They're not getting pigeonholed into various features. They're able to shred this whole park and make it sing.
So Lu Minting will be next to drop, representing China.
Oh yeah, dropping in. Oh, going right to left with the 180 over the hitching post. Oh no, the kiss of death when you're hitting these street style rails and the rails are up there. You get that, you're trying to get that lip side or that front ski over, and you just get that kiss, and it's game over. She actually seemed to save it quite nicely though. It didn't look too sore.
She's going to be relying on her second run, and it's funny. Yeah, there's definitely merit to it, but she's a big air specialist. She did win in Klagenfurt on the 4th start of the year, and when you come to an event like this and you've got all of the different, like Ed said, you've got the metal you've got to contend with, then you've got quarter pipes, which absolutely aced through that there.
Beautiful
no
right side 540.
Right side 5, job done. But yeah, you've got to be able to mix it up. She struggles with that first down rail.
It's brutal to crash on the first rail. It's totally brutal. We saw her come over the hitching post there, just went a little bit fast, and it kind of looked like she landed switch over that hitching post, a bit heavy, which you never know. Like, these things are just millimeters, and she may have just been on just the wrong angle coming in, like have to go out wide, cut back in. It's just caught her tail on the front of it. It's that's a really good example of exactly what we're talking about. This is a really technical course. It looks like a super easy up and over the first bit, but they're so close.
They're so close. You've got no time to set between that, getting over that hitching post on the left-hand side that you can see. These are live shots from the LAAX Open. Welcome one and all. You are currently watching the FIS World Cup. It is the LAAX Open, the 10th year of it. It is women's slopestyle qualification, and Han Linshan from China will be next in. She's just watched a fellow countrywoman drop this first hitching post. Let's see if she can hold it in here.
Front forwards 270, that's it, nice and smooth coming in. It's going to be backside 450 off the cannon. Switching to this first jump definitely seems to be the most favorable option because it is straight. You know, it's not one of these twisted takeoffs we see here. That was switch 540 into cork 720. A little bit of a hand drag, but holds it all together. Ditch and speed, but taken off actually really nicely, like set back. She lost a little bit of speed after that, like set back landing on the second jump, but she got a really nice angle into it. So I think we'll see bigger things on the next run. 360 down a pipe into a switch, tails over on the waterfall. Obviously a little bit of something left to be desired on the second jump.
Yeah.
But I think this looks promising.
Me and Ed call these, it's a work in progress. Yeah, this is experience. She in at the start of the year, in Klagenfurt, the big air 15th. She got a 26th overall in Dubai last start of the season, last November. So this for her is building up experience, and we are seeing that the Chinese are putting in some incredible freestyle programs that are turning out incredible freestyle skiers and snowboarders. Totally.
And you need time, you need experience. I mean, you can see like just that little bit of over rotation to the left. I mean, those takeoffs, that skier's right takeoff is banked incredibly to the left. And really, you need time on takeoffs like that, and you need to really know exactly where you are when you're spinning around upside down. When you've been taken off on the angle, and you got to land on the straight. It's difficult, man. It's difficult. There's nothing else to it.
Well, that is the voice of James Woods, no stranger to the podium himself. Does a bit of you kind of want to get back in the start?
Totally. Don't even start.
Really?
Yeah,
Desperate.
Totally.
Well, you're not allowed because you've got to stay with us and help us through it. Kim Dumont Zanella, French skier, will be next in.
Bit of Freeski heritage in that name.
Oh, just a bit, mate.
Tail tap over the hitching post, front swap to switch like that. We haven't seen any swaps yet from the ladies. Switch into the cannon, that's nice. Front side 270, lots of switch. I like this. Switch straight into the first jump. Bio 900, nice. Good speed into the alley-oop off the Twisted Sisters, cork 7. I like that. I actually like an alley-oop off those things because it sets you right into the landing. So that was a good read from her. Alley-oop 360 Japan. Ooh, you don't want to see a speed check coming into this quarter pipe. Traveling left to right, not as much amplitude with more travel, and I think that last speed check just dug into that amplitude, but it was a very clean run.
Clean run, that's all you can do at this point on run 1, especially when you've seen mistakes go before you, and she does look a bit dejected, doesn't she?
It's hard to know. Yeah, your face says one thing, and the fist pump said another.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to feel about that. But it was very clean. It was nice. This is a nice switch. Bio 900, definitely the standout part of this run. But just possibly if we're tweaking it, she did whiff a little grab in that switch 9. So that will stand out to the judges. But it was a clean run. She's got plenty to do.
They're looking to mark them down, the judges. We say it, don't we, every year, that they're a harsh bunch.
Yeah, you can't give any inkling. Don't show no weakness.
Show no weakness. Just reading here, though. Kim, French national champion in both big air and slopestyle from last April. I think
wicked. I mean, we see from that switch by her 9, I mean, she can definitely handle herself in the air, handled the Twisted Sisters nicely. Alley-oop, not easy, but I do like it. You kind of got to forget that these takeoffs are all twisted.
So, this is Sky Clark from Canada.
I like that 180 over the hitching post there, just like dropping the noses over with a bit of a shifty. It's really cool. Front side 450, clean as a bean. 3-point landing. A little bit of emphasis on the pole punch comes around. I like that. Cork 7. Ooh, clipping the knuckle just a little bit. It's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to have to carry as much speed as you can. Right side 9. Yes, she's squeaking over the knuckle now. So you can see her carrying the speed through those first ones, and then ditching a little bit of speed for that switch. Alley-oop right side 540. That's a nice alley-oop. I like it. And then what's it going to be on the bottom section of the waterfall? Front swap, 2 switch. It was good. I think, coming up just a little bit short on that first jump. She had to fight for the speed on the next one, and then, she's like deep in the moment. She's like, okay, do I need to go fast? Do I need to slow down through these jumps? And that's just a beautiful illustration of exactly what this course is. Again, it's difficult. Here, coming up just a little bit short.
Yeah.
So she got a chase for speed for this next feature. And then where does that put you for the shark fin? Oh, I've just been charging. Do I need to slow down? I don't know. Anxious switch.
Yeah, and how much is that playing on your mind as well? We always say the mark of a good slopestyle rider is being able to almost roll with the punches, coming up short on something or making a mistake at the top and brushing it off. And you can see it in your skiing. You can see it in the confidence and the way they hold themselves. You go, yeah, they've got the metal. They're absolutely not letting that play on their mind. And it's so funny when you see a skier do make a mistake and their head goes and and straight away, you know that's going to affect.
Totally. And the flip-flop of that is you can't tell when the good competitors do it because you don't even know they've made a mistake. Only they do, and they disguise it so well.
Exactly. Well, we always said, again, and in snowboarding, we always said that Shaun White's biggest trick was his claim at the end. Regardless of his running, claim as though it was the best run ever. And so you've got the judges going, well, hang on, he thought that was amazing. Have I got my scores wrong?
Well, that seems to be the go-to move now across all the sports.
Yeah.
I like these. I like this hair. She's got 2 Jedi braids here. poking out from the front of her goggles, and I like that. I got big things coming up next.
Katerina Kotsar, the Ukrainian skier, will be next in. Currently needs to post something better than a 59 to get into the finals. This is just semi-finals, of course.
But a doable objective. A little front stop. No, don't talk to me about coming off a little bit early on the front rail. But we're going to see. Okay, how's she going to hold it down? All right, a little bit off early. A little bit of a bobble on that front side 450. All right, but now, oh no, yeah, that's a shame. She's okay. Losing a ski, coming down just a little heavy on the side. But to be honest, this is exactly what we're talking about. A bobble up top, followed up by another bubble. The head's gone. You know, all of a sudden you're charging into the first big jump, and you've got to do like your big trick. If the head's out of there, boom, you've lost it. You see on this first rail, very nice little front swap, but coming off a little bit early, you're second guessing yourself. Here's a front side 450, comes around again, just a little bit undercooked. And then it comes on stock on the 728. And because there's so much to come in this park,
yeah,
right? You know, you're thinking about the first round, you're thinking about the second round, you're thinking about the jump, then you've got them, then you've got them, then you've got the quarter pipe, you know, and then you've got to start. There's so much going on in the brain box. You've got to be a weapon of the mind, Sherlock Holmes style, to get down here clean. Well, actually, I take that back. You got to be a weapon of the mind to make a mistake and recover from it.
Yes.
Everything goes clean. It's never been easier.
Well, this is it, and you can make a mistake. At the minute, the scores are that you're only needing a 59.13 to get into that top 8. Marin Hamill currently sitting on the bubble. Flora Tabanelli, Grace Henderson, Kim Dumont, all with mistakes in their runs. Clean those up, you are straight into that top 8, and you are qualifying for the final. As we welcome the first of our Japanese skiers, Kiho Sugawara.
I love that line on the hitching post. She slid that whole rail into that 270 on the down bar. Backside 450. It's strong. It's all good.
Yeah.
That rail line's all good with me. Switch right side at 900 mute grab. I like that on axis. It's
I was going to say really stood up, wasn't it? It was really flat.
And that is a point of impact these days when everything's off angle.
Everything's
somehow.
Dipped. Yeah, exactly.
It looks beautiful to see. It's a bit of a throwback, in fact.
It is a throwback.
Alley-oop 360, a little sit back, but it doesn't seem to be affecting her speed. Alley-oop 180 Japan, cutting it into the waterfall. Front swap. Oh, no.
She's come off early.
The heartbreak and last rail. You're kidding. Although, there was a little sit down on the out of the quarter pipe with the third jump there, so it wasn't all lost on that last rail.
No.
And there was also a little wobble on the top. So actually, power of the mind. She actually battled through this. We're not judges. We can respect how well she did there.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're just frothing on the skiing, mate. We're loving this.
That's my favourite thing. As if that's what I do now.
As if we get to just hang out and geek out about skiing.
I love it.
It's incredible. Well, welcome one and all. It is women's qualification here at the LAAX Open. It's the FIS World Cup from Switzerland. Day one, women's qualification. The top 8 will advance from the lineup of 27 female skiers. Currently in top spot, Eileen Gu with a 78.2. Defending champion Mathilde Grimaud, 75.65 in second. And third place belongs to her fellow countrywoman Sarah Hofflin, 70.33. Olivia Aslin, Megan Oldham and Annie Carava round out that top 6. But first runs, mistakes aplenty. Nerves jangling in and around the start hut, so there's still plenty to come. We've got the tail end of the first runs and of course the second run still to come as we watch the skiing of Anouk Andraska.
Nice approach to the rails. Very, very good on these rails. She had a little stall to 180 out of the hitching post. Switch onto the down with a dink at the end. A beautiful switch bio 900, really upside down. She seems to have like a good technique going here. Right side 720 out of the Twisted Sister. Alley. Oh, you see that wobble?
Yeah.
You saw that little slipper. That's exactly what we're talking about. She seems to be a bit of a weapon through the rails, I've got to be honest. So maybe she's got her what do they call it in Formula One? They got the wet tires and they got the dry tires. You got to pick.
Yeah.
Here you got to pick whether you're going to have your slightly rounded edges or your sharp for the rails, or the sharp edges for the quarter pipes. And honestly, I think she might have picked the soft tires there for the rails.
Yeah. What would you choose? What would you go today?
Well, I'm pretty tech. I mean, I really like a sharp tip on the tip and tail of the ski, so it can hold, just like this Switch Bio 900, almost misty going upside down there. But then I have to round my edges underfoot so I can slide through the rails.
Yeah.
That's what I have to. And you see, right there, you see how that left foot tail just slips out. The right foot was fine. Left foot just slips, and she comes out into that landing just a little bit backseat, and it swallows everything.
Yeah.
That's like the run in the bag. One little slip. You're kidding me. That's what's going to eat you. But she got a second run to back that up, and I'm sure she will, because those rails were just beautiful. I love the stall on the hitching post, stall to 180 out, and this course just, provides for a million different options of
Well, we said at the start, didn't we? Equal weight scoring through the sections, so you've got to put as much time into the rails as the jumps, because they're getting scored equally as you look down. And there you go. Anu Kondraska goes in 10th position there with a 54.83. Few mistakes will clean it up. Remember the bubble score at the moment, 59.13. Yuna Koga, Japanese skier, next in.
And the points right now are telling. It's a very difficult course. Little mistakes are happening. Runs are making it into the final with little mistakes, so it's never been more important to keep your head in the game. If something goes wrong, keep it up. This is a beautiful rail run to start things off. Frontside 450 out of the cannon. First jump, winding up the left side, 900 tail, very, very nice. Cutting and switch, little speed check. Is she going to carry the speed?
Scrubbing it off there.
She didn't need to. No. She didn't need to. But it was a very nice switch, 540, leaning back for the blunt. Right side alley-oop, 540. Ooh, wow, that was a
yikes on the handbrake.
Yeah. Almost back round to forwards and didn't need it. Just underneath the lip for the switch. 360, but a nice run all the way clean.
Solid run. She stayed. P-Tech's down.
P-Tech's down.
Do you know what? I'm going to address the slight elephant in the room here. Bit of controversy coming up. Are you ready?
I love it.
The Japanese freestyle program is so strong. You've got Olympic champions, World Cup winners, gold medalists in almost every freestyle discipline, men and women. Ski, snowboard, skateboard. You look at the dominance in men's snowboarding. You look at the dominance in women's snowboarding that the Japanese have. Yet women's skiing, they haven't seemed to be able to kind of crack the code yet.
The key word.
Yeah, and dominate the way they have done in all of the disciplines. Female skateboarding, Japan dominates. Do you think there's any? What do you think it is? What do you think that could be?
I just think it's progression.
Yeah.
I just think it's progression. As you say, it sort of started first in skate, progressed into snowboard, particularly in the half pipe, and then boom in the slopestyle course. Talk to me about Yuki Kodono.
Exactly. Yuki came trailblazing through for the Japanese snowboarders now. They're absolutely dominating.
And you see that, it's trend. It's been the boards, and now it's trickling over into the ski, and it is coming.
Daisy Thomas, Australia. We're into the final couple of skiers now in this first run.
180 over the hitching post, switch slip slide onto the ding, taking that real strong. I like that, not letting that kink in the rail throw her off there. Really strong front side, 270 out of the cannon. Switch in this first jump, Japan going really big. I like that, really, really big, floating it out. A nice line. She carves into that. Oh, what a lovely cork 7, leaning back, arching the back into that safety grab. That's a different approach. And an alley-oop rodeo.
Just seemed to hang in the air.
Really hanging. I love a rodeo. You're leaning back there, holding on to that hang time. That's really nice out there. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Daisy. That was brutal. Literally what we spoke about again in the intro. That's the last rail. Your legs, your quads are burning by the time you get down here. Through that quarter pipe at the end, their transitions just pushing against you, like Ed said earlier. It's like a GS run, you know, when you go through transitions like that, and then you're expected to slow it right down and do a little 270 onto that down bar, and it ate her.
Well, this is definitely a step up for her. She's coming through the process. She's only 17 years of age, is Daisy, and actually is a youth Olympic silver medalist in big air. You know, this is the step up she has to take to these types of courses, this type of skiing. It smiles all round, and I think she'll definitely be chalking this LAAX Open 2025 down to experience. And you know,
Totally.
But as well, the experience, you've got to come, you've got to put a run down.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going home happy, is if you land your run. Madeline Disbrow, the Kiwi, next in. Another Antipodean for you.
Full of energy all the way through qualification, all the way through practice. She's been, you know, full of energy, really cool. Frontside 270 off the edge and post. Switch lip to forwards. Backside 450, clean, man. I'm really enjoying this. It's really clean. Nice. It's like methodical. She's like ticking them off right now, and it's clean so far.
Absolutely,
like that.
No speed checks going into that jump either.
Going big, switch 450. Left side cork 7. Ooh, wow, she's going huge. What is she got on her skis here? Alley-oop 360. She's gone so big. There have been a little bit of flows, a little bit of misses on the crabs, but she's going so big that it almost makes up for it in my book.
So,
oh
no! It's there. Well, I was just about to say, she's going to need something in the 60s. Solid mid-60s should see her nice and safe, I would say, at the moment. The bubble score down at 59.13. We've got Flora Tabanelli just outside of that, 55.59. She had a huge mistake, didn't she? Oh no, not a huge mistake. She definitely had a few mistakes.
Little wobbles are still getting you into this final as yet. We got a lot to see in the second runs, but it's actually all good. And that is one of the beautiful things about a park like this. It's slopestyle. There is so much going on. There isn't one feature that is similar to another, except for maybe those down bars at the top and the bottom. But other than that, it's a super long course. You've got to fight for your speed. You've got to fight to stay upright. There's a lot of pressure going through the body, and that is a beautiful thing. You can make the mistakes, you can recover, you can keep your head in the game, and you can actually still qualify for this final. And by the time we get to finals day, you're going to be at one with this course. You're going to know it. You know, you've got ridden
so much more practice. Exactly. Yeah. Wen Huixiong, Chinese skier. Good Chinese contingent here. They've got a full pull.
180 over, going from left to right, switch lip slide onto the down dink. Backside 270. Tim, does that jacket match the bib? Or does it not? I think it might clash.
I think it might clash. It does match the skis though.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, tragic. She was gutted when she turned up and realized it was a red bib. Massive switch alley-oop 540 off the Twisted Sisters. That's nice. That's been a highlight of this run so far. Down the pipe, 360 Japan. Come on, cut some speed into this quarter pipe. And you can tell most of, oh, that's beauty. It's really nice. And you can tell the riders that do ski transition, when they get to a course like this, they can boost out that quarter pipe. I mean, talk to me about Eileen Good going so big out of this quarter pipe and the impact that has on a slopestyle run. Shoot.
Well, she afforded herself a little claim at the bottom almost, and I'm absolutely, totally okay with that. You claim away, because solid run. Clearly really stoked with what she's just put down. Just 18 years of age. No massive results to note. I say that, she's a slopestyle winner in the Asian Cup. It's a Tiger Ridge Mountain, but I mean,
that's a cool name.
Yeah, Tiger Ridge. Just looking back, just 10th. She got 10th actually in. Oh no, excuse me, a 9th back in Dubai. So
this year,
so finals for her would be big. This would be good for her, and you could tell by the claim she's super pumped on that run, and rightly so.
Yeah, she's stoked. She's come a little unstuck through the first jump feature, going a little bit small, but then seemed to sort of make it up as the rest of the run comes down. So
on the shark's fins, I think
I'm harsh, man. Maybe
you
I
are
should
harsh,
be in the
but that's okay. It's what the judges will be doing in the booth. This is what they're designed to do. They're designed to pick these runs apart for these skiers. So 59.13 is the bubble score at the moment. So it's not completely out of question. I'm just trying to. It's a 45.73. Well, the judges didn't really like it. The composition score is down a little bit.
Oh, a nice switch 270 onto that down bar for Rui. Cutting in cannon, backside 450. And we got a switch 540. Going big on that first jump. She's carrying a lot of speed into the second air section. Right side 720 blunt, capping that, still carrying some speed. I like it a lot. What's it going to be out of the quarter pipes? Oh, nice big spin. Yeah, cork 7, that's good. We've seen a lot of 3s, a lot of 5s out of that. So I believe that's the first 7 we've seen since Mathilde. And a 270 onto that gap to down bar. Was it a problem? Not a thing. That was a lovely run. And we are getting to the back end of the first runs.
Yeah.
But it's still the first runs for these individual skiers. So although we've seen a lot of runs today, they're going to be able to go back. They're going to warm up as the day does warm up itself.
Yeah.
And they're going to be ready for round 2. That was a lovely backside 450 out of that first rail. And I loved how she carried her speed through the jumps here. So that just sets the playing field. That sets the ball ready. If you've got the speed, you haven't made mistakes.
Absolutely.
You're in a much better stead.
And it all just goes down to that flow and composition score. Once they're charging through this course, the judges will be looking at it and they'll be saying, yeah, she brought a lot of energy, brought a lot of flow. So welcome one and all. This is a live stream put on especially for you as you watch this. So we are limited capabilities somewhat today. This is a bonus feed for you. Normally we don't show the qualifications at this stage, but we figured, well, we're here. Why not? We'll throw a couple of cameras on it. So that's why we are missing a few of the slow-mos and a few of the cameras. Obviously, when we get into the finals time, we will have the full pull of high-definition tech slow-mo wizardry for you. It's Tim Warwood, James Woods in the booth. We've got the pulse of snowboarding, Mr. Ed Lee. He's down there as well, bringing you plenty of ski and snowboard action over the course of the next 5 days, all here on the LAAX Open YouTube. This is women's qualification, men's tomorrow. We've got the finals coming up. Ski and snowboard, half pipe, men's and women's half pipe as well later on in the week, as we welcome Abby Harringen.
And starting it off very nicely, K-Fed to kick things off, backside 540. I like that too, sort of a bit of a shifty in there, a little bit of personality, stomping into the ground and going really fast into a switch 9. I really like how she kept the skis locked in together when she reached back for that blunt. Again, upright, which is arguably harder these days. Oh no, coming unstuck on the second big jump feature. Those takeoffs are tilted to the sides. We're calling them the Twisted Sisters. She gives it a right side 720 and just clips not even the knuckle. She didn't go slow. It was just the side of that landing and comes into it on a slight angle and just slides down. She's totally fine. She's practicing good air time in that quarter pipe, actually. That's really cool to see. That makes me think, you know, when you've laid down your run perfectly and you're cooking into that quarter pipe, you're like, actually, you know what, I'd rather slow down, go a bit smaller, stick it clean. Yeah. Whereas we see Abby just then, she's like, she's binned it on the second jump. She's like, all right, I'm just going to open the floodgates here, come charging into the quarter pipe. Kind of like that. This is where it came unstuck. You see her leaning off the takeoff. She had a really nice safety to the side, but yeah, just going a little bit small. I misspoke earlier. She did clip the knuckle and went blast into her side.
Okay, Ash Clayton representing GB, little pole tap. And I was speaking with Ash at the Snowdome. They were telling me shoulder injury. Was it a shoulder injury?
Yeah, she had a bad sort of upper arm humerus or something back in April. But back in action, I'm really liking this rail game. Yeah, product of the Snowdome, just like someone else I know.
Yeah.
And Tom Greenman. Oh, what an amazing switch 900. Really like that, reaching the safety up back behind her. Yeah. Left side 720,
Nice.
a fantastic alley-oop out of that Twisted Sister. They're got a beautiful run so far. Right side 360.
Yeah, spinning both ways. Come on, Ash.
Alley-oop.
Alley-oop.
Come on, hold it together down the bottom here through the waterfall. Dunk, dunk. Front side 270. You know what?
Boom.
That was a fantastic run.
Great run.
And they're going to be stoked. Come on, Yash. Ooh, is
There
that
we
the arm
go.
we were just talking about? No, don't give us any of that. What's up? No, that's okay,
There's a
good.
smile.
You had me worried then.
They're just feeling it. They're just checking it out. Am I okay? Am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. The arm is fine.
You want to know the last time I properly watched Ash ski? Was this time last year.
Oh,
and
was
that
it?
is a massive step up from last year.
Yeah, with an injury as well.
Yeah, didn't get to shred all summer and then comes out swinging. Look at that, I really like that. That's a sort of that upright 900. You get a little bit backseat in the landing, but that's only because you tweak the safety so much.
Super fast though, this run.
Yeah,
It has the flow, it
super
has
speed.
the charge. And speaking to Ash at the Snowdome just a couple of weeks ago, they said that just wanted to come out here and ski and get in the experience.
And you can
And
feel it.
that's what, you know, coming in not expecting anything, that's the best way to approach this.
Ash, they've got so much energy, a lot of stoke, really happy, really committed to the ski game, and I respect it. And you can see it's paying off.
Well, let's see where that comes in. Still awaiting the score on it.
It's going to be the shark fin quarter pipe takeoff that's going to eat it.
Not far off, 59.11. So Ash there, just 0.02 off qualification. So,
Off of Maren Hamlin, that's a big name.
yeah, there we go. Good run for Ash. Another big name, Lara Wolf, the Austrian.
Yeah, vet, nice little tail tap over the hitching post, front swap to switch. I like that little bounce.
That
off
was
the
really
end.
nice, yeah, that's good flow. Oh,
no.
just sticking a little bit.
Just sticking a little bit on the cannon. That was a little disappointing. Once we get into the jumps, okay, breathe, Lara. It's all
Yeah.
gravy, breathe. Just like Ed told you to do earlier, she's brilliant through the jumps. There's the 900 to the switch, bio 900, alley-oop through the Twisted Sister, onto the QP sharp fin takeoff, alley-oop 360, big, plenty of amplitude. She's got speed coming into the QP.
A lot of style between these jumps as well. Skiing with some really nice composure.
Boom,
Oh.
yeah, through the waterfall, boom, straight out to forwards. That's a clean run. It's going to be interesting to see what the judges do with it. No trick on the bottom there, but it's linked up with the quarter pipe. She did go pretty big.
It looked like she had a bag on and she was skiing to the bottom
Yeah.
of the P60.
Yeah.
That's how, that was
Oh.
obviously the glaring error, just hanging up on that rail.
That's exactly why the bottom. It's obvious. She kind of used the jumps to like, okay, I'm going to get another run of practice in
Yeah.
through the jumps. The QP, the rails down the bottom. I'm just going to sort of
Missed
list
the
there.
grab on that as well. And that's being a wily competitor, isn't it? That's, you know, she knows it. She knows at that point that she's made a mistake, scratch run, let's just go through it. And look at this, how stood up she is through that.
Swagging.
She's like, whatever.
That's awesome. But it's very good skier. Really, really good skier, actually, Lara Wolf. Yeah, you're so right. It did look like she's skiing down with a bag at the end of the day. She's like, damn it, I've already screwed this up.
Okay.
That's an exciting run coming up next.
Your eyes lit up a little bit then.
Yeah, we got another big name coming up.
We'll wait for Lara's score. And then, yeah, it should be Rel Harwood. Like I said earlier, this is a little bonus feed for you. Normally we don't broadcast the qualifications, but we thought, well, we're here. We've got a few cameras set up. So we are offering limited coverage. Obviously, we're not getting the judges' scores through to you and the section scores. We'll do our best to bring that to you just through the commentary. But just a little teaser feed for you. Obviously, when we go for the finals, we'll have the full pull of slow-mos and cameras as Rel Harwood takes this course.
Undoubtedly charging for a spot in the finals here, Rel. She's going to give it a full pull, there's no doubt about it. Frontside 450 out of cannon. You can see her with a lot of energy, giving it the beans. It's a left side 900 on the first jump. She's got plenty of speed. She's coming in, switch to the Twisted Sisters. That's a nice bio 900, switch bio 900. What's it going to be out of the shark fin? She got the energy. It's down the pipe 360 with the Japan. She's charging. She's pushing for it. In the QP, air to fakie. We only seen one of those today. I like it a lot. Switch into the down bar at the end. Switch to switch. A beautiful way to finish it off. Although it wasn't as stepped up as we know Rel can do, it was a beautiful run, top to bottom, clean as a bean.
Well, when you talk about flow as well, it's the one thing. And if you are new, maybe you've stumbled across the feed, or your brother or your sister or your kids have sent you a feed and you're watching this at work thinking, what the hell is going on? When you talk about flow and what the judges want to see, they don't want to see the skiers turning around and changing direction in between the jumps. So where she's gone off that bottom quarter pipe, air fakie, she's gone up forward, she's landed backwards, she's just riding switch or backwards all the way to that next rail. She's not switching it around to hit it forwards, and that's just nice flow. It's good aesthetics. We like it.
Aesthetics, exactly. You want to put your money behind a skier that makes you feel the best as they come through. Don't get distracted by points and big spins. Just watch it, love it, and put your money behind the one that makes you feel good about what they're doing. And that was beautiful from Rel. Scaled down on the difficulty scale, scaled up with the flow.
Boom. Well, we'll get that score to you as soon as we have it. No doubt there might be a few Rel Harwood fans listening in the depths of the evening over there in the US of A stateside. Good evening or good morning if indeed you are staying up to watch. And Rel does indeed go 6th position, 64.57, with room for improvement. That will be a big score actually, won't it?
I mean, that says a lot about what the judges are looking for. Be smooth, go big, stay strong.
Kokone Kondo, the Japanese skier. As you can take a look at the leaderboard and the scores there, the top 8 will advance.
Nice 270 under the down bar, backside 450 out the cannon. It's a good start to this one. Oh, a blender, switch, blender 720. That's where you look over to one shoulder and then switch it right at the last minute. Pretty much coined by Jesper Chada, and honestly, I don't know how they do it. It's really difficult.
It's the quickest way to neck strain.
Yeah, but you seem to get a really good wrap as you come round.
A lot of speed here.
Heaps of speed
on the
QP. And then the waterfall rail. Boom, boom, front 270 out. A nice way to finish it as you get a good angle of that corner, that dog leg at the end of the Slopestyle course.
You really did, yeah, and the cable cam didn't wait around. He was like, that one's finished, back to the top. Up it goes. We'll try and read their faces. It's our favourite thing to do, isn't it, Woodsy? Is to look at their faces and decide, are they happy with that?
And it does speak volumes, really. You mentioned the claim at the bottom of the and how much that speaks to what the judges' score is going to be, but I don't know whether they're fooled by all that anymore. Here on the shark fin, down the pipe, nice 720 down the pipe, lead safety. I like this angle.
It's nice, yeah.
It's a really nice angle. You get a really good visual of the travel, just like sort of down the half pipe wall if they were landed back in.
And it also shows that you've got that knuckle at the same height as the takeoff. You've got to go high to impress the judges over that, to give that amplitude, to give that height.
Exactly. It's not a lenient feature.
No.
You have to actually boost to make it look really, really good.
Yeah. So we welcome our final skier, the German Muriel Moore. She will be our final athlete, the 27th, just 18 years of age, from Kirchheimer.
And it's great to see new faces. Just keeping an eye on the practice has been really, really cool. Seeing who's got the energy, and Muriel is full of smiles, very full of energy. It's been great to see, and it's showing through her skiing. Look at that nice, clean legs together, clean backside 450 off the cannon.
Yeah, no slouch on the slopestyle course either. She is the junior world champion from Silverplana last year.
And it shows. That was a lovely switch bio 900 to a right side 720 mute into the shark fins. We got it down the pipe 7. Ooh,
well held.
Well held, absolutely. It looked like a 5. She took it around to 7 because she was going a bit bigger. It was really well held. Forwards into the quarter pipe. I don't think many people want to go switch into that QP.
No, okay, well, the volunteers down at the bottom giving a big clap. Come on, what's her face saying? She doesn't quite know. We spoke about being out of breath and holding your breath. I think she held her breath through that run there, Muriel Mutt.
It was a very nice run, though. Very, very smooth. Maybe that first rail just switched lip slide 2 forwards. That was probably the sort of weakest part of the run, but the rest of it was really held up. I loved this switch by 09, reaching back for tail, not easy.
Deep as well into that.
Real deep.
Well, good run from Muriel. We'll get her a score as soon as possible, but we've got at the bottom Ed with Mathilde.
Thank you, boys. I'm down here with Mathilde Grimaud. Mathilde, how's the course running?
Pretty good, I have to say. The weather is helping as well, and yeah, it's a really nice morning to have quali.
A lot of talk about it being quite a tech course with the transitions.
Yeah, definitely a lot of transitions on the takeoff as well as on the landing with the quarter pipe in the end. So that's not what we're mostly used to as slopestyle skiers, but it's a good challenge, and yeah, I think it's cool.
Feels like the judges have been a little conservative with the numbers they've been chucking out so far, but you're in second place. Do you feel comfortable there?
Yeah, I think I feel comfortable. I had 2 bubbles that I can definitely clean up for a second run. But yeah, I think that the scores, you know, it's like in the end, it's like the ranking that matters, and the scores are not really significant, especially on a quali day with a section by section judgment. I think it's normal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mathilde.
Yeah.
She's definitely got a business face on there, hasn't she?
Yeah, she does. She's good at business.
Yeah, business Mathilde. So this is your scoreboard. Well, that was your scoreboard. It's gone. Welcome one and all. First run's done and dusted. We have got the Slopestyle women's semi-final run to just around the corner for you. Live shots here from the Crap Saint-Jean here in LAAX, Switzerland. Maren Hamel will be first up for her second run. She needs a 62.99. She's currently in 11th, and is this her?
Yeah, coming in, charging into the hitching post with a front 270 out, or front 180, excuse me. Switch lip slide onto the ding. Yeah, you can see Maren's got a lot of energy boosting into this second runner too. The right side cork 7, beautiful. Leaning back for blunt, and then she just upside down, swinging it around to her feet. I really like that, bit of personality added to that. Left side 540, down on the difficulty, but up on the amplitude, up on the flow, really smooth. I love that switch alley-oop 540 Japan out of the shark fin. And wow, it's so picturesque, that QP, isn't it? It's
nice.
So picturesque. It's massive too.
It is massive.
Lip slide to switch to the waterfall. That was a lovely second run from Maren.
So I'm just looking at where the improvements need to come in Maren's run.
I mean, generally, I think her first run was just down a bit. It was a little squash. She was first out of the gate. We spoke about the challenges of that initially, but that second run, she's like warmed up. She's ready to go. This course, I was speaking to some of the wax techs earlier. Like this is a difficult day. It's been very cold out here in LAAX for the last few days. Today is warm. The snow is firm this morning, and as the day is going on, all the techs, all the coaches, all the skiers, they're going to be waiting for the snow to, they call it break, and that is when it's going to go from hard to soft, and it's going to be a lot more liquid in that snow. And you got to be ready with your wax. You got to be ready with everything. You got to be ready as a skier to be catching more edges. You're going to grip much more than you're going to slip. So maybe we see a little bit of snow breaking just there, and Maren able to just open up the gears there, charge into it, compared to the first run when it was really hard.
Well, let's just wait and see what this comes in at. Run to 66.82. So yeah, it is an improvement. So she vaults up into 6th place, does Maren Hamel. So anybody staying awake in North America watching in the depths of the morning, might even be last night over there still in some places. You've got a bit of a wait now to see if she can hold on as we welcome Sarah Horflin, currently in 3rd position, and she can do a number here. Oh, goes
my goodness.
so deep.
Well, Sarah really started that off with a beautiful rail run. She had the switch, well, she had the 180 over the hitching post with a nose tap on the way out, switched lip slide 270, which is arguably one of the hardest ways you can get onto a rail, and in such a confined space there as well. Beautiful off the cannon, but unfortunately, just losing that ski on the first jump here. She comes off the takeoff, switch right side at 720, goes much bigger than she did before, possibly as a result of that snow just breaking. Maybe the wax is able to just kick in with a little bit more melt on the top layer, and she just flies off that first jump. Sarah's sitting pretty from the first run, but if that speed change is going to affect competitors like Sarah, everybody else better be watching that TV and taking notes for this second run.
Yeah, that's funny how you've noticed that so quickly into these second runs, the speed there. So Sarah, I would, yeah, 70.3, I think that's going to be safe. Remember the top 8 advance, but still some heavy hitters that with a few mistakes. Currently Eileen Good does sit on top spot, Mathilde Grimaud still to go, Olivia Aslin, Megan Oldham, Maren Hamill we've just seen. Annie Carava, yeah, so she's
on the bubble.
On the bubble at the moment, 63.1.
Horrible place to be on the bubble after your second run.
Yeah.
It's not a great place to be where Annie's at right now, because she knows she is on the bubble, but she's got something she can do about it. She needs to improve this run. She needs to bump up at least a place so she can breathe for the next hour. So that's what Annie's going for right now. Very smooth, very stylish first round. There's a nice 180 over the hitching post. Switch lip slide, 2 forwards. As clean as a bean. Annie always putting a little personality on everything she touches when she skis. Backside 450, and she's going fast. We saw Sarah go really big off this first jump. How's Annie going to handle it? Lovely
nice.
Switch cork 900. Obviously, there's something different going on in the wax tent for Switzerland versus Finland there. Left side 720 blunt off the Twisted Sister. Lovely legs together, clean as a whistle for Annie. Again, clean as a whistle. Right side 360. Legs together, really clean. She skis, she's steezy, she's got that baggy look, but she still skis like a lady. And I like that a lot. Yeah. Little nollie lip slide onto the gap.
Like the nollie
bar.
lip, that was really nice. Nice little feature, and the intricacies that a lot of the judges will be looking for.
Oh, they'll be
nice
looking,
to see.
bro. They'll be looking, and there's a sick judging panel down there right now. There's a really good group of badass skiers in that judging booth now.
It's really hard as well in the commentary booth, and obviously skiing not my forte by any stretch of the imagination, but when you look at you're watching the broadcasts and you're seeing, certainly in the men's, when you've got the nose butters cranking off the lips and you've got 14s, 16s, 18s all being thrown down, and the TV angle cuts between, you get a change of a camera angle and you lose a nose butter, and all of a sudden you're like, hang on, what was that? What have I missed here?
What? Where? Why? What's going on?
Things like the little nollie nose butter, if that camera angle's filmed any differently, you'd lose that. But solid from Annie Carava. And it is an improvement, so it's not an improvement in her standings, but she puts an extra point on it, so 64.08, as we welcome Grace Henderson.
And a lovely start as we get through those rails into the first jump. Switch all the way upside down. Wow, yeah, you said but I bet Grace did when she was upside down that switch 540. Leaning into a right side cork 720. That was a major improvement from the first jump. I loved that a lot. Big carve. Yeah, that was a really nice, not favorable from the camera angle for that near side out of the sharp fin, but Grace going big out of that, and the judges will make note. Alley-oop 180 through the QP, up and onto the waterfall, and a beautiful frontside 270 out. That's a really nice run. Feels like a step up, at the very least, in the confidence from first to second run for Grace there.
Well, she's working really hard, isn't she, to establish herself. She's absolutely on the right track.
And a great skier.
Great skier, big bag of tricks, absolutely.
And she was way down there in 16th from the first run, so you got to think she's coming up. But it's bubble. It's the bubble, and it's Annie Carava, and Annie's run was beautiful. So the judges now might be forced into a corner of choosing, should a big technical run come down, they're going to be faced with the age-old question, style versus technical ability.
Seems harsh to cut it to 8, doesn't it, when you got 27? 27.
Man, I
skiers.
hate cutting anybody. I hate it. It's awful. It's like the worst bit, but it's what competition is, man. You got to live and breathe this stuff. Loved this from Grace out of the Twisted Sisters. That was that carving, lean-in right side cork 7. And you saw as she landed on her edges, she was able to flow onto the second set of edges as she cut into the shark fin. Beautiful way to play. Yeah, this is a much better angle. I like that. Capping the blunt on that down a pipe 360.
Okay. Still waiting for Gracie's score to come in. Any of you viewers?
That's going to be a nervous wait for Annie Carava there, to be honest with you.
Okay, scores in for Grace Henderson. It is a 60.25, so she won't advance through to finals day, unfortunately for her. As we welcome our next skier in.
Flo, I really like the approach, coming all the way from left to right with that 270 out. Switch 270 on, backside 270 off. It's a technical frontside 450 out the cannon. It's a technical rail run. It's really clean. I like it a lot. This is good, and that's going to bolster what was only a 540 on the first jump. But switching to the Twisted Sisters, alley-oop, bio 900
Nice.
with a mute. Nice, exactly right, and plenty of speed into the bowl that is the shark fins. It's not the shark. They're not shark fins. This isn't. It's set up shark fin when it's in the middle. This is like the bowl. It's the boost bowl. I don't know. You got better names.
But I like the boost bowl. That could work.
270. Oh, that's
There it is.
270 on. That's where she came unstuck on the first one. We're talking about how that waterfall, if you're not on perfect, it's going to fly you off to the side. That was clean. So that took courage to do that 270 back onto that waterfall where she came unstuck last run.
Well, there's been a lot of chat, hasn't there, about the Italian team's freestyle program and ploughing money into it with the Milan Olympics next season. So is the 17-year-old Flora Tabanelli here doing everything right at the right time to put herself in the right position for next season's big show, the Big O?
Big O show.
Well, let's see. It's going to be a definite improvement.
It certainly is, and it's very clean. And you talk about it, she's 17 years old. You know, there is that looming Olympics next year at home. Hopefully she does good in these World Cups. She earns those points and gets through. She's still going to be young. She's going to gain so much experience, whether it's this Olympics or the next one in the years to come. But that's a very strong skier right there, showing courage, holding it all together, and going again for that 270 on the waterfall. I know I just said it, but that shows a lot of courage. You know, it'd be so much easier to just tone it right back, land it, be cool at the end of a run like that. So I got a lot of respect for that's attitude, actually. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, what's she looking to do here? You need a 64.08.
It was a technical rail run. She held a lot more in the rails than Annie did. However, Annie really finessed it. So I wouldn't want to be a judge in that particular discrepancy.
Well, I can tell you it's a 66.39 for Flora Tabanelli, so Annie Carava is done. She has been knocked out now from that top 8. And Rel Harwood finds herself on the bubble, but she still has a run to go.
Oh, Megan, no. Where's Megan Oldham sitting?
Currently 5th.
Right, okay, so that's good. A little bit of breathing room, but not the start for the second run that Megan wanted. It's annoying. That's also the last run of the day for Megan, you know what I mean? So she's going to be moving, hopefully advancing through this competition, and she's just going to want to get to know this course. She's going to want to be feeling it. Oh, that's not what we're talking about, coming up short on the knuckle.
Yeah.
She's going to cut around the side. But she had a beautiful first run. She showed that she knows exactly what she's doing. She's no stranger to competition. She's very, very good in the start gate. But hopefully she can hold on to that 5th place.
Yeah, she had that.
Which, I mean, it's a good bet that she will. I don't
Yeah.
want to jinx it. Like.
Oh, well,
This
this
is where
is
she
it.
came unstuck. It's just that 270 on, just not quite over the rail enough. A little bit too hard on the inside edges and on the tails, and it just slips out. To be honest, that's exactly the kind of mistake anybody could make at any point, and Megan was probably teeing something up big. Knowing her, she'd have wanted to qualify in the top spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Push
But there is only
Push
one
the,
job to do today.
the level, push the bar.
the level.
So I'm just looking down here, these scores, and yeah, at the minute, I'm trying to look at this list and who
Grace,
maybe,
oh,
yeah, maybe Codono.
Lara Wolf down
Trying
there.
to think, yeah, Lara, of course, had the big mistake. Yeah, okay, and Muriel. So there is, there's room, definitely room for these scores to change as we get through. Okay, strap yourselves in. Here we go. Eileen Gu dropping in. How much is she going to want to put in a statement run here, Woodsy?
Well, she is creating a statement. She hasn't skied slopestyle for over a year since this event last year, so she is wanting to come in swinging, but she's amazing. She is already in first place. I will say that those rails probably aren't on the same level as they were on the first run, and that's the same Cork 720 that we saw versus what we know she's got left in the tank. It's a similar run. She's going through the motions right now. With a little wobble up top, doesn't really matter. Oh my goodness! Hello. You see how far back up that up the shark fin she took off, and she's going to boost out the quarter pipe with the rodeo 540. I mean, this is pretty much exactly what you would expect from a skier of Eileen's caliber. She's come in, she's in first place from the first run. She's going to go absolute hell for leather. She's going to stick that run no matter what. Had a couple of wobbles up top, could so easily have toned it back, but like, this ain't going to be as good as my next run. But she's drilled, she's dialed, she's trained to stick runs no matter what, and she's shown us that. Still coming up a bit short though. She did that last run.
Ski
That's
length
weird.
off for me, that, if we're picking it apart. But she's in first place.
She's in first place. It's just very interesting to see the same thing from run 1 to run 2. So maybe she's just going to have to really, hopefully, and it looks as though she's going to make it through to the finals. That was beautiful. Switch Misty 9 blunt out of that shark fin. But it's going to be really interesting to see if she really learns, goes back to the drawing board with that speed for the first jump, because she's going to need to put a double down on that jump if she's going to take the win in the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen them already from the likes of Mathilde and Megan already.
Mathilde, I love this drop right now. Switch left side 360 over the hitching post. Switch right
side. Yeah, it's back and forth is so nice on that.
It's gorgeous, and that is a lovely way to play. The only one in the ladies' field hitting the rainbow there. Switch slip side 270 front, 270 out. There's a switch.
Well held.
Double 9. Yes, very well held. Oh, but it's all good. That's exactly what I'm talking about. She's like, you know what? It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. That was just too close to call.
Just going to pull out of this one here.
But Mathilde, again, looking really, really good. Something major would have to happen if she's going to get knocked from second all the way out.
Yeah, I can't see there's 7 other skiers that will best her now in this lineup. No disrespect meant whatsoever to any of the other females.
No, but Mathilde's really good.
Yeah.
She's really, really good.
Yeah.
She won last year. But I'll tell you something about Mathilde. She's not going to be happy dropping... she's going to drop before Eileen's going to drop in the finals. So that is going to be a feat. That's going to be something that she's going to have to navigate. She's going to have to really go in. Did she drop something?
It looked like she left a ski. Was it just did she cut out a bit of the...
It might have been the shadows.
Just
It was
cut
really
out a bit
weird,
of the course, yeah.
She's cruising through. That's nice. But it's mental games and it's competitive games. Like Mathilde's going to drop right before Eileen in the finals should nobody upset those first 2 places in this qualification. And that's a big advantage that Eileen is currently holding on to.
Olivia Aslin next in, the Canadian.
And she's so cool.
Stylemonger,
absolutely. 180 tail bonker over that hitching post, switch lip to forwards. It was the back 270 last time. Another one of the girls really leaning on the fact that she really killed it on the first run. What a lovely back 630 out of the cannon. Really like that. Double tension, not holding back though. Wow, we go, Olivia.
Well, you said about wanting that top spot.
Yeah, and she will. Right side 900 on that first line. Enough speed, yes, for this shark fin, but she's going to have to carry it. Switch, alley-oop 540, shifty to lead, safety, lovely. And she's cutting in a sharp angle into the quarter pipe. Alley-oop 180 again, another little shifty, 270 onto the down bar. Boom. Could almost call that a disaster.
Yeah.
In a good way. Disaster's a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case anyone's listening.
Clipping the last foot of the rail.
Yeah, disaster's exactly that. You gap all the way to the end of the rail and it's a big impact. You've got to be strong. But Olivia, she's in 4th. She's probably sitting pretty.
Yeah, I can't see it troubling top spot that run, to be honest.
Nah, she didn't do the backside 270 out, and that is something, love it or lump it from the judges. Like, if you do step down trick-wise on from run 1 to run 2. They're going to notice that.
Yeah.
Livia obviously going for that back 270 out of the first rail, but the back 630 out of the cannon was beautiful. That double 10 was massive. You see her, she comes
nice.
here. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that's the one, yeah.
You see her like boost way past that knuckle, which is what she didn't do here on this 900. Just a little high. But
and then here you can almost feel the apprehension coming into this switch. So difficult booking into that switch.
So difficult. It is such an unforgiving feature visually, because when you're exactly booking in switch, you're nervous.
Yeah, you're looking over that left shoulder and you're looking at the sky is all you're looking at.
yeah, he's got this massive wall right in front
Wall
of you. You don't know where you're going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, was it an improvement for Olivia? No, it wasn't. You're absolutely right, Woodsy. So no improvements from Olivia Aslin. This is Lu Menting.
Coming in, switch right side into the first jump. Switch right safety. The speed seems to be messing with everybody right now. Coming up a little short and then makes it nicely over this one with the right side 720. And again, the more time, like those competitors get through the finals, they're gonna have more time, they have more experience on this course. Wow, that was a shame. Yeah, that was exactly where she came unstuck on the first run. Nice memory. But you know what I can see from that is those shark fin takeoffs are vert. Yeah. They're vertical, and she sort of leans in to that cork 720. She also grabs that outside safety and stays tucked up like a ball as she rotates.
You're never getting back over the toes unless you're fully going over.
Exactly. You got to go completely upside down if you're going to stay in that rotation, or take it to switch to 900 where you got a little bit of extra spin to absorb that flip. Trying to hold it to forwards, that's going to be a really difficult task without a bit of separation in the body.
Well, you mentioned on the first run about just the experience, just the actual skiing, getting the skiing hours under you on courses like this, on features like this, different features that you never normally get to ride. Because let's be honest, you don't rock up at a normal snow park somewhere in the world and they have shark's fins or Twisted Sisters there ready to go.
No, these have been built to make it really difficult. And there's no autopilot on a course like this. There's none at all. You can't take off normal. You can't like forget which takeoff you're at. You can't like, because it would happen sometimes, you know, when you get these parks that got lots and lots and lots and lots of jumps, you know, you can go into autopilot and you can almost be like ticking off your tricks. You cannot do that on this course because you've got to remember exactly what's what in each position.
Okay, so we've got, this is now Lin Shanhan.
Backside 450 off the cannon. Switch, looking left, but we have seen some blenders. Yes, it's a left. Bio 900, oh no, clipping the knuckle, little bit backseat. What could have been a switch Bio 10, in my opinion, if she'd had a little bit more airtime, but she didn't, and she came in backseat and slid it out.
There we go, so no improvement for her. So again, qualification done. Han Lin Shan ending up outside of that top 8, and it is a cruel cut, 27 down to 8 in that finals. Of course, we'll be bringing you here live from LAAX,
which is disappointing.
Little bonus for you today, bringing you just a handful of cameras. Not our normal full pull of high definition slow-mo wizardry on offer, but it's a pleasure to be able to bring you these qualifications. So I know there'll be a lot of you at work with a sneaky extra Chrome browser in between your Excel spreadsheets, headphones on, boss staring at you. We know you should be working.
Top quality.
Don't worry, we won't tell anyone.
But let's get a bit of that blue sky envy right now.
Kim Dumont-Zanella, your French big air and slope national champion from April. Would have been a difficult ask if you'd have had a fully fit Tesla doing that contest.
Yeah, well, but you know what? Honestly, learning qualifications into finals, winning competitions, having that confidence, there's a lot to be said for that. So maybe Tess doing a favour.
Tess as well, blazing the trail for Kim. Do you know, Kim, no doubt looking at Tess going, that's where I'm going to be in a few years.
Absolutely. Switch by 900 to the left there. Oh, is that a speed check? Is that going to swallow it? No, that was actually... Oh, yeah, it did. The camera just getting up ahead of her, trekking me.
As steep as this run is here that these jumps are built on, it's flat out, isn't it? It is a flat out course.
Yeah, you have to carry every single little bit of speed. It's steep in various sections, but the general pitch over the whole run is quite flat. So that means that you won't actually be able to gather as much speed. You're not going to be killing speed. If you see people, particularly today, when it's not that fast, the only person we've seen go actually quite big is Sarah Hoeflin on that first jump. And maybe that was something to do with the way that she took off, like powering through the takeoff. Otherwise, everybody else, bar a couple of decent sized airs, everyone's been struggling for speed. So I don't want to see anybody with any speed checks right now.
No, there's absolutely no need for them.
No. And that's what's going to separate. Yeah, she also caught a little bit of edge on the takeoff, which is not going to help either. Yeah, that trailing ski. But it's nice though. You love a switch misty, don't you? I remember you saying that last year.
I do love a switch misty. And I was just wondering if she was wanting to keep that more flat, but that edge catch just threw her into the misty.
Classic. That's video game style.
Yeah.
That's like a Jesper Chada edit.
Yeah.
You know, when he puts something on the end of the jump, so he just goes
stop him dead.
Sky.
Okay, here we go. We're already back in. Coming in hot now.
Sky with a frontside 450 off that cannon. There's a big, floaty, stylish cork 720 off the first one. Plenty of speed. That's what we're talking about. And also, the higher you hit those Twisted Sisters, the more airtime you're going to get off it. You see Sky with that cork 7, what should have been a 9, but not quite enough amplitude. If you're cutting to the middle, like the bottom half, from the middle down to the inside of those Twisted Sisters, you're not going to get anywhere close to the same amount of boost up into the air as you will if you're hitting that top corner. And that's what you have to do if you're going to be throwing tricks like 900s off a jump like that. Beautiful, you see, off the first takeoff, she knows exactly what she's doing when she gets that boost. But when she cuts off that bottom corner, Twisted Sister, you're going to be dribbling over the knuckle.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Yes, Jedi braids.
The Force is strong in this.
The Force is strong, double so. Even Anakin only had one braid.
He did. He actually did. He ended up turning into one of the worst Dark Lords.
Hey, don't start me. He was a victim.
He was a victim.
Anakin Skywalker was a victim. That is tragic.
I tell you what, it's...
Don't start me on Star Wars.
No, honestly, if, like me and Woodsy, you're a Star Wars nerd, do join us at the bar over a cup of coffee.
Not right now.
Not right now, but we do love a Star Wars chat. Katarina Kotsa, with that mistake in the first run, looking to improve here, looking to put a clean run down and get a score on the board.
It's nice and smooth through the rails, and frontside 450, getting tall, just squeaking it around. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but she's getting it nicely played. Ooh, there's a big set for a left side at 900. Something gave me a sort of double feeling on that one, but wow, not scared of the speed. That's
speed,
a second person.
Huge. Yeah, going deep here.
Awesome. Learning from Sarah Hoeflin, going massive earlier on. There was a big switch 540. You see a Holden floating it out. So you're going to carry that speed into the quarter pipe. Air to fakie, I like that. What's it going to be? Switch, last feature, hold it together, boom, smooth as you like.
And actually made that gap look quite big there at the end. Didn't really realise it's a good ski length, isn't it?
It's a decent gap on. Yeah. It's not just a down bar. And again, that's another different kind of takeoff feature on this course. They're really throwing all sorts of mixed bag takeoffs. Yeah, that's a great angle of how close these first rails are. Smooth slide.
Locked in on that.
Definitely a lot more to give on the jumps.
Just gets the grab. She looked like a bit of a passenger on that, didn't she?
Yeah, you really got to be driving through the air. But that's the thing. If you do go that little bit bigger, you know, that speed does open up. All of a sudden, you're going to be taking that 900. You're going to be at full extension, so you don't wind it up again with the switch 540.
Past the second line as well.
Like, it's a really good thing to go big, but you must be in complete control.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. A good friend of ours, Mr. Christian Stevenson, always cites speed is your friend. You cannot get hurt in the air.
Yeah.
It's just the landing that'll get you.
If only that was the real truth. But I like the optimism.
Kyo Sugihara next in, then the Japanese skier.
What I
What
I like about that start, Tim, is that she actually slid that hitching post
Yeah,
all the way to the end.
all the way across, exactly. And that's like the power bar, isn't it, for the judges? Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
The further you slide these rails, stand
Whoa!
up.
That almost looked pretty awesome. That was so smooth. She didn't like land and then get thrown into the back seat on that switch 900. She almost like landed in a tail press and lifted herself back up. So I'm going to play it as good. Oh no, alley-oop 360.
Yeah, it comes up short there.
You see those tails just slide now, and then it's just, I'm off track for that jump.
Yeah.
Alley-oop 180 in the QP. Oh, a nice switch up through the waterfall. Not as easy as it looks. It doesn't give you any boost. It only drops away from underneath you. Yeah, so if you time that wrong, you're teeing up a scissor split soon.
Yeah. She's yeah, it does. It just sucks it away from you. That's definite improvement here.
I liked it.
Look,
That was a
we
really
said
nice
this
run.
before, didn't we? She was sitting around about 11th once the internet joins me.
But honestly, it's just it's going to be how much the judges pin her for this. It was lovely in the air, but she just got. Yeah, you know what? That's two hands down, and maybe a bit of a sit as well. So as gorgeous as it was in the air, that landing is not going to cut the mustard. And neither's this. Yeah, that trailing ski just slips out on her, and then that's just set the trajectory for the whole run. And it is unfortunate, but again, it speaks to the difficulty of this park.
Yeah. So Anouk Andraska, the Swiss skier. Look at the composure, look at the grit. I mean, she had her back to us, and even we could tell there that she's determined for this.
Jermaine's business. I remember really liking that stall on the hitching post to 180 out, switch lip slide, boosting through the kink on that far skier's left rail. Very nice 630 out to switch on the cannon. Switch right side. Oh, you see that? She's coming in just a little slow, knew it, and just flew off that jump into the switch Misty 9. Like that a lot, and this is a good 720. Clipping the knuckle just a little bit, but nothing has really affected her composure. Alley-oop 360 is backseat, but it's not a problem. Well done again. Again, you know, making tiny little mistakes, but not letting them swallow it. That's the most important thing. Mistakes have got people in the top 8 right now. It's not a problem. Again, another switch up on the waterfall.
Coming off a little early though.
Thanks for saying it. I didn't want to.
No, I'm sorry. You just have to at this level, don't you? You've got to highlight these mistakes, because otherwise the viewer will go away thinking, well, hang on, why didn't she get through?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Mum and Dad, but I promise you the judges can't hear us. But I really like this. This is nice. Look at this switch lip slide on. You see how you've got to lift all those tips up and over. And although from a snowboarding point of view for you, Tim, it's like front side, but there's actually quite a lot of ski to lift up, and there's a lot of tail to boost off, so that's quite difficult. There's a switch 900, obviously a stock banger trick for her. She's really good at it. She's coming in slow, and you can see how she boosts off the takeoff into that rotation. It's very nice. Landing like it's not even a problem, and that's a pretty key item. Little back seat.
Yeah, little back seat. Kind of missed the grab. Okay, well, as things stand on the bubble, we have Rel Harwood on a 64.57, just above her. Flora Tabanelli, the Italian youngster, got it done with that second run. She's at 66.39. And so Yuna Koga will know what she needs to do, and it is just go fast, charge, and stay P-Tex down, isn't it?
Yeah, and she's charging through that first section. She's very aggressive stance as she's coming into, attacking those top rails of first jump. Nice switch 540, sort of spinning down along with the direction of travel, and that switch 540. Alley-oop opposite to that, spinning against the direction of travel, 540, but I don't really like the look of that full speed check, and it does swallow all of her speed.
It does.
However, the only lady was still going and switched to the quarter pipe, so reel it inwards. That was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And it's very steep cutting into there, plus she's looking over the switch right side shoulder, so she's having to cut that speed and then go on the inside edges, which is actually really quite tech. It would be easier to look over your switch left shoulder and ride your outside edges as you like continue into the quarter pipe. But she's having to do like a slow down and then an inside carve.
Yeah.
It's a bit tech. I'm getting a bit tech.
No, I
there.
like it, mate. I'm all in.
That's why I'm here. You're here for chat. I'm here for tech.
You're doing it all, mate. I love it. Yeah, it's a tough. And by the way that she just skied off, she's not waiting. She's like, yeah, I'm kind of done here.
Yeah.
And it's the trouble is, it's we talk about, and we have spoken at length about the exclamation point of a run. It's finishing with a bang, finishing with that kind of focal point. And the trouble is that, dare I say it, do we bring back the term dignity stripper? That was short, wasn't it?
It was slightly short
on
that.
Sideways. And it's obviously you got the rails as well. That is the full stop, the rails. But that quarter pipe, it can't be underestimated how much a problem on that and not performing on that does highlight to the judges. Kind of a weak end to the run, really. Okay, this is Daisy Thomas, the Australian youngster.
Skiing under the guidance of the one and only Noel Morrison. Very proud to say that. She's coming in hot here. Nice 720 tail, really arching the back, reaching back for blunt. I love that. Alley-oop, rodeo 540, another really unique trick that we haven't seen anybody else. Ooh, there's
switch as well.
Yeah.
Just scrubbing the speed.
Not sure about a snowplow, to be honest, but is hitting the quarter pipe switch, which is no mean feat.
Yeah, switch 360 in the quarter pipe. And it's the consolation shrug, but the smile's there.
It was a great run.
Nice bright smile to match the goggle strap. And the gloves.
And new to World Cups, and this is a very technical course, a very long course. We've spoken about the difficulty of all these different features. So to get down 2 for 2, top to bottom, or she did come unstuck on that bottom rail in the first run, but that was at the bottom, so it was top to bottom.
Absolutely, 17 years of age.
And putting some flavour.
Yeah, chalk this one down to experience, you know.
Down bar, that's why it's called a disaster, because you really hit, when you gap to the end of that rail, you really hit with impact. You've got to stand strong.
Well, we're into the final 10 riders here now. Madeline Disbrow will be next in, the New Zealander. Just 16 years of age. I think that does make her our youngest competitor.
No way. 16 stood at the top of the LAAX Open World Cup. That's really something.
Yeah. She qualified in 5th place in Dubai, the season opener, but she was unable to hold on to that form. She ended up down in 10th in the end.
And Dubai, a very different slopestyle park to what we have here. It starts off real steep into those jumps.
Yeah.
Whereas here is a slow burn. Switch lip slide to forwards.
Nice.
On the down bar, started up.
Little rock and roll on it as well. Some tips going up and down. I like that.
That's a proper balance, probably like holding form, isn't it? Switch 540 coming up just a little bit short, but it was a nice rotation. She regained, she kept composure all the way through. That was a sort of murky bio 720 off the Twisted Sister, which I like. That's almost looks like she's adapting her tricks to the kind of
features.
Feature.
Yeah,
and that shows some prowess from especially a young rider. Big air traveling left to right in the QP, boom, boom through the waterfall, 2 forwards.
Solid.
Take it.
Yeah.
16, could I have done that at 16? Don't know. Probably not. Maybe. Don't know. It's probably just about what I would have done when I was 16.
She's on course to greatness. That's what you're telling us. She'll be as good as you. She's better than you.
She's better than me right now. Look at me, I'm in my socks.
Yeah, she's absolutely better than you. Well, looking down these results, there's nothing massive jumps off the page. She's got a big air win at Cadrona in the summer.
That's a big jump too, isn't it?
That is a big jump down there. Cardi's. And like I said, she's had that 5th place qualification. Oh, she did well to hold that.
She really did. She was big too, and that's what I liked. I liked that jump. She really you know what I mean by more. She didn't boost forwards off the takeoff into a misty bar. She didn't boost backwards into a cork. It was sort of that sideways going with the flow of the jump.
Let's see. Where's she? Madeline. So it was an improvement, but it was just a 47.23 for Madeline. So leaves her in 20th at the moment as things stand. So not making that bubble spot. And at the moment, Rel Harwood sitting pretty. 64.7 is the bubble score as we watch Wen Hui Xiong
coming in aggressively, that's for sure. Really powerful through the first jump. There's a nice switch 9 out of the twisted sister. That was big, that was aggressive. I like it. Lots of air time out of the shark fins. 360 down the pipe. I dig it. What's it going to be in the QP? It's an alley-oop 180, getting a grab as she comes around. Last rail, waterfall, boom, boom, to switch.
Well held.
Well held.
I like the 900, it was flat. She wasn't losing any degrees in that. She did the full 900 degrees.
Absolutely, and that it actually speaks to something on an off-camber takeoff like that. To take off, to hold it on the flat and stay on the flat is actually pretty difficult too. You know, we have seen a few of the competitors today sort of get bucked, sort of sliced off into an off-axis rotation when they don't necessarily mean to on those takeoffs. That was a very nice switch lip slide. She hit the down to the dink rail, which you can see that bounce she gets off it. Right side 540, capping blunt. That's a key feature. Shows she knows where she is in the air. That's the switch 900. That was the highlight. Yeah,
highlight for me. I just think that first 540 and then this.
How's the difficulty?
360, exactly. The difficulty's not up there, is it, at the moment? And then coming off a bit wily at the end of this run, and this is what the judges will be doing. It's super hard in the booth because we're big fans of free skiing up here. We absolutely love to see the women shredding, but you can't let your heart run away with it. You've got to let your head rule the day sometimes, and I don't think that will be enough. But I'll have to wait and see what the judges make of it. We are bringing you a bonus feed today, so scores are at a premium. We're getting them via the FIS app over here. We'll do our best to bring you the leaderboard. We've got the graphics for you right there. You will be able to see and keep your eye on the top 8 who advance.
Rui making her way through the top section of this course. A little bit of wobbles through the rails, but it's okay. She got plenty of speed boosting into these jumps. It's, you know, we're going to have to look back in a second and see how that's going to compare with her first run. That's a really nice cork 7 down a pipe out of the shark fins. We dig that. Quarter pipe, 2 speed checks. We want to see people boosting out of this one, but she does get out of the top of the quarter pipe. That's good. 270 disaster, 2 forwards on the bottom. Maybe a couple little wobbles on the top 2 rails, but a strong run throughout. And she's off.
She's gone. That's it. I'm skiing to the bottom of P60 here in LAAX. I'm not waiting around. Absolutely no dramas. Yeah, so
But
Rui.
that's okay. You can see here on the cannon. She goes for this backside. Oh, it's a 270, and she almost gets caught. She like brings it round, but once she got onto the jump, she was very smooth. That's the right 360, but again, composure, calm, strong, nice cork 7. Looks like she reached all the way back for a blunt there. Very nice landing. And then
It's solid and it's clean, but when you talk about the difficulty, it does lack the difficulty and the execution a little bit. That 720 missing that grab, but the 270 on here, and again coming off a little bit early for the judges at the end. So I think that will be a big ask for Rui there to get up into the... I keep forgetting the score every time I go off the tab. It goes straight out of my brain.
Scores are tough. Abby Harringen. K-Fed, the classic on the
classic,
down bar. Love
go.
it. You got to see a K-Fed. Backside 4.
Not a LAAX Open without a K-Fed, is it?
Switch 900. Looks like a shifty in there. She got safety and then boom, let go, whipped it round to back to forwards on the 900. Right side 720 again, upright but strong. Down the pipe. left side 720, back-to-back 720s.
Yeah.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah. Right side and left side, ticking those boxes for the judges. Alley-oop on the quarter pipe. Come on.
Ooh, through the elbow. We like it. That's the first time we've seen the elbow be hit this whole event.
Yeah, and coming out 270 the wrong way on it as well. Like that.
Solid. Elbow, as weird as that sounds, it means that the rail doesn't just like, doesn't go down, it doesn't drop off like we see the waterfall, it like changes direction. Like shoots you from going straight down to zooming off to the right. I kind of like it, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
So Abby Harrington then, weighting her scores.
That was backside 450, and I really did like that. What happened here with this? That's what happened. Yeah, she switched 900. She reached back for the tail. She got nice composure, legs together, real calm, not like slipping into a half cross. She meant to keep them parallel. She kept them parallel. When she reached back for that tail, she sort of got caught up on it, had to let go early and whip it around forwards. And then here's the elbow. You see it taking an inside edge of that second elbow.
So the Perisher local, Abby Harrington, is going to need something in the 65s, really, if you want to be advancing. And I think it might be too much to ask. So Rel Harwood still hanging on. We've still got Rel to go as well. So if she does get bumped out, she will be able to answer back. We'll get you Abby's score as soon as it comes through. Oh, we've got it. It's a 49.6, so not enough as we welcome Ash Clayton, who they really surprised us, didn't they? Good run, coming back from injury.
Coming back from injury, hasn't skied all summer. They came out swinging, very powerful in run one. Really like to see it. Tail tap over the hitching post. You can see the aggression that they're bringing.
Yeah.
270 onto forwards. Really nice. Yeah, he's just like powerful. Up for it, you know? You can see they're up for it. Backside 450, switch. Very nice stance. Switch into the first jump. 900. Little tweak of the safety there. I like it, Tim. Alley-oop on the Twisted Sisters. Reaching back for tail. Oh, my goodness. Goes
Huge
massive.
7, yeah.
Holds on to it. Very, very nice.
Come on, Ash.
Alley-oop. Right side 360. It's aggressive run. Yes, come on, Ash. Alley-oop, 180, Little Japan, one more, down the rail, come on, they've got this here, on the waterfall, boom, boom, front 270.
Very nice. Ash Clayton then sitting on a 59.11, and I'm trying to just rack my brain, that first run, and where was that improved? The left 7 tail was, I think, an improvement on run 2.
Well,
It was big.
Well, they
wasn't
definitely went way bigger.
Yeah.
Held on to the grab, and then as they came round, letting go of that, how big have I gone, but managed to regain composure. That's exactly where someone might hold on to the grab a little bit longer and let that extra altitude take them off balance. But they didn't in this situation.
And you think normally Ash would have Kirsty Muir in the start gate for a little bit of a shoulder to, an ear to bend up there, and a bit of camaraderie. Well, they're up there on their own, representing GB. Although it's a friendly place to start. What am I saying?
It's a friendly start. However, how does that affect them when they're up there and they are actually one step in? If you stood there in Kirsty's shadow, bit of a difficult place to be.
Yeah, but you're representing. Well, we'll get you that second run when it comes.
Nice swagger. We loved Lara Wolf's swap on the first run there.
And she almost gave up, didn't she? So let's see.
Yeah, she got to stay clean all the way through this run because we want to see Lara in this final. Well, Rel Harwood doesn't want us to do it, but that's the danger of being on the bubble. It's beautiful back-to-back 9s to start things off here.
Nice.
What's it going to be through the shark fin? Goodness me, that's a big alley 360 from Lara. And then the QP. A lot of travel. I like that. Not a lot of people getting as much travel as Lara is there.
Heading down the pipe, nice and far. 270 out. Yes, double hand claim. Lara, happier with that run, that is for sure. And in her eyes, that is an improvement. So she currently sits. Oh, I'm on my second run page here. Sorry, guys and girls, leave it with me. I'll be with you very shortly. Hold the line, caller. Currently sitting on a 51.38 with errors, so it's definitely going to be an improvement. But are we looking at a almost 15-point improvement, 16-point improvement she needs here?
And of course, really, the most important job of the day, qualify for the finals, and it's Rel Harwood, and it was a really good run. If we cast our minds back to Rel Harwood's first run, she came out swinging, she was very strong, she did do a double 1080. I don't know what the judges do. Sitting on tender hooks here.
Yeah,
I'm really interested. What is good for Rel though, she does have another run. She got late in the pack, so at least she's not sitting there waiting.
Yeah, well, she's going to be next to drop Rel, so she'll know. And she'll get the word in her ear, I would have thought, from the coach saying, okay, you got to push it because you've just been bumped out. I think she's going to push it anyway, because actually even in Muriel Moore, the final German skier to drop,
it's good.
She's still not safe. So she's going to want to actually crank up a little bit.
Rel does have that mind right now that she has to step up regardless, but it's going to feel a lot better if she manages to hold on to it. And it's Rel dropping next. So to be honest, if I'm in Rel's situation right now, she's in the gate, ready to go, ready to drop next. As soon as that score comes, she's dropping in. I don't even want to know what Lara Wolf got.
Yeah, correct.
I have no desire.
Well, Lara Wolf, she does improve, but she only improves with 12 points. So she goes up to 63, 55. So it's not enough to best Rel. So Rel now, the penultimate skier through this course, she sits on the bubble, and she's really got to push it because the last skier will be the junior world champion, Muriel Moore. And it looks like she wants it, doesn't it?
She does. She's coming in. She's charging. That frontside 450 coming in. She did a double 10 on the first. No, she didn't. She did 900 again. Yeah. I'm all confused, but this is a really nice way to start things off. 900 to a switch bio 900. She drags her hand. She clips the knuckle on that first one. Down the pipe, right side 360 Japan. It's a struggle. We wanted to bump up because we wanted to stay safer, and Rel wants to improve. She doesn't want to have to drop first in these finals if she manages to make it.
Yeah.
It was a nice run. She did clip the first couple knuckles, and she did drag her hand. So I think they're big factors that the judges are going to look for.
Well, she's gone, hasn't she? The Park City skier has skied straight out the gate, and I think she probably knows that she's not improved. And they know, don't they? You guys know. You know best more than anyone. When you've gone through that course, you're like, yep, I messed up.
Oh, yeah.
I made an error. I did this. I did that. So she will know.
Points, positions, whatever. It's one half of the game, you know. Your skiing is, well, much more than half, to be honest. But as you say, you know, and it's all up to the judge. You see this first one, she comes up short on that first 900. She comes up short here again, although it was a beautiful takeoff into that switch bio 9. But yeah, dragging the hand is just a clear, obvious message to the judges you were out of control. But that was a very nice down the pipe 360 with that lead Japan. If she gets the opportunity to go again in the finals, I'm sure we'll see big improvement, and she'll have some fresh juice on her skis.
Okay, Kukoni Kondo dropping in, gets that hitching post really nice, slides right along the top of it, 270 into that down bar.
Oh, was that a backside 450 like a little tail action? There's the blender that caught me by surprise on the first round, switch 720. I like it a lot. Looking again over the switch right shoulder, but she's going to spin switch right this time. Oh,
that's
switch
nice.
540, yeah, lead safety. That's like what we saw from Olivia Asselin as well, and that's not a bad look. Oh, again, she loves the lead safety. I like that lead position where the skis are leading the rotation out in front of you. A big air out of the quarter pipe down the bottom. And the waterfall front side, 270. If you're Rel, are you nervous?
I'm trying to put my judging hat on here.
It was a good run.
It was a good run. It was solid. Difficulty.
It was better than... It was better than Rel's second run, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. But it's Rel's first run that's holding her on the bubble right now. And that, at this point, really, it doesn't matter what happens, really. The most important factor right now is who makes it into finals. Rel, she had a couple 900s. Whereas we see here, it's like, yes, 720 out of the shark fin, where Varela only did the 360, but of a similar sort of altitude, a similar sort of grab held length. It's a very difficult toss-up, but the switch 720 at the top might be
enough.
the defining technical
yeah.
or lack of,
yeah, excuse me.
but I can't remember in full detail Rel's first run, so that's going to be a really difficult job.
Well,
and I do remember that Annie Carava was clean as a whistle, so
yeah.
she's right behind
Kone
Rel.
sits on a 62.63. She needs a 2-point improvement, and she's done it. A 2-point improvement on her first run that she put down. Was that a 2-point improvement? Yes, it was. Yes, Kekone Kondo, 66.88. She does indeed knock Rel Harwood out of the top 8. Flora Tabanelli now sits on the bubble with the final skier, Muriel Muir, dropping in here now.
And
wow.
Wow, what an upset right now. One of the favourites being knocked out. Well, two of the favourites on the 9th and 10th positions, and Lara Wolf 11th. That's really, really interesting. Oh, what? Okay, Muriel coming up a little bit short on that switch by 09. It's a ride 720 out of the Twisted Sister. Charging into the shark fin. She does have it all to do. Left side 720. If this is going to bump another one of the favorites of this competition out of the final, it better be clean. Front side. Oh no! Was that one of those commentator curses?
I think it was.
Oh man, I feel really bad. But it does bode well for 8th place Flora from Italy, that's for sure. Sorry to Muriel, she was a life and soul of all the practice sessions. She was very fun, she was very good. But I feel like there was a couple too many slip-ups on that run in that last rail. What did you dub it? The heartbreaker?
The dignity stripper.
That's tough. That is tough. But a beautiful run, an amazing quality of skiing from this whole field. I would say that the defining factor and what we've learned from this competition thus far is the speed is a hard thing to wrap your head around.
Yeah, speed definitely very, very tricky. We've seen also that kind of penultimate feature there in the shark's fins. We'll come up with a better name by the time we get round to tomorrow for that feature. But definitely tough. And then, of course, the dignity stripper at the bottom. Flora Tabanelli does indeed squeak through in 8th place. Only the top 8 qualifying. You're looking at them right there. Marin Hamill, Kekone Kondo, the Japanese skier, getting it done on her second run. But from the first runs, and you would expect, wouldn't you, Megan Oldham, Olivia Aslin, Sarah Hofflin and Mathilde Grimaud to all get it done, with Eileen Gu also using that first run to put it out of reach of everybody else. Your top 8 for tomorrow. Unfortunately for Annie Carava, Lara Wolf, Rui Yang, Ash Clayton there skiing very well. Well done to them.
Skiing
Abby
really
Harrigan,
well.
yeah, considering that injury. And then that rounds out your top 27 with Lin Shanhan and Menting Lui. They couldn't put their runs down, unfortunately, not without errors. Well, what a day! Thank you so much for joining us. I think we've got Ed now. He's with Sarah Hofflin.
Thank you, boys. Woodsy, as enthusiastic as ever up there. We need to dial down that passion. Semi-finals for the women, 27 cut down to just 8, Sarah, and you made it quite comfortably, it looked like.
Yeah, so I did. I'm pretty tired. This is the 3rd competition we're doing in a row, 3rd World Cup, so I tried to just keep it easy, keep it clean, and it really paid off. I think that's what the judges are looking for. They're looking for clean runs, good skiing, good style, so I'm glad I managed to bring it to the table and get it down today.
It looks like quite a technical course as well. It's quite a demanding course.
It's super demanding. It's very different to what we usually get. I mean, we've got the Wu-Tang jumps on the side. There's already, like, the very first feature is just a rail that's in the wrong direction, which everyone had to figure out how to do this. And yeah, so you've got the Wu-Tangs, and then you've got the shark fins that is very different to what we're used to, and then you've got a quarter pipe in there. no one's a half-pipe skier apart from Eileen and maybe a couple other people who know how to ride that thing. But it's definitely a contest where you have no idea who's going to win. It's in anybody's hands.
Despite that, though, looking at the scores from the top 8 women there, it's a really steady incremental climb in those scores, suggesting that it was very, very tight.
Yeah, I actually haven't really seen the scores, but I guess it probably is pretty tight. You know, everyone is good at something and not as good at something else, so I think it kind of like, you know, all merges together and everyone gets a similar score. But I think from the girls who have made it to finals, I think we're going to see some much better runs from what we've seen today, so it's going to be an exciting one to watch.
Women's Freeski slopestyle up first. Your final's not until Friday. Are you going to get much more training time?
No, I guess there's just going to be an hour before the finals. I need some rest. I absolutely need to just go and hibernate for a couple of days because I'm exhausted.
Okay, we're going to let you go and do that. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thanks to you.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the oldest competitor, but also she's no stranger. She's the veteran. She's going to have a work cut out in that final, though. When you look at Eileen Gu and Mathilde Grimaud, almost Olivia Aslin, Megan Olden, skiing in third gear almost.
I mean, it was very interesting to hear it come straight from the horse's mouth from Sarah that, you know, they've had back-to-back competitions right now. They're exhausted. She says, I'm not even going to utilize as much of the training as I probably would. I need to go and rest. I need to sleep. I need to just chill for a second. That speaks a lot to the condition that these guys are shredding in right now.
First day, done and dusted, qualification.
Mega. And Snowpark LAAX, not disappointing. An amazing park right there for everybody. Honestly, super duper extreme, like very versatile jumps. They're very difficult. Every feature's different, and you can see a lot of people coming unstuck due to those different takeoffs, the struggle with the speed. There's a lot of factors. Like, if it was me, I'll be taking advantage of every single minute of practice that I would be given for this next final.
We do have men's skiing for you tomorrow. Qualification once again here, a bonus feed. Apologies for all of the dropouts and technical issues. We are running a skeleton frame. We've got the YTS. I think he was working the car park this morning, but we got him on the cameras this afternoon. But, you know, we're bringing you live skiing, live freestyle skiing, the world's very best from LAAX in Switzerland. Do join us tomorrow. Woodsy and Ed will be across the proceedings. We've got the men's qualifications. We're going to be live on Instagram from 9:15, but we've got the men's from 10 o'clock. We've also got men's snowboard slopestyle qualification for you tomorrow. That's going to be at 1:35, excuse me. And we've got a snowboard in the back here. This is, grab it, touch it.
Is it for me?
No, not
Is this
for
where
you.
you give me a gift?
Show the camera. To celebrate the LAAX Open 10 years, it's glued in place, isn't it?
It's glued in place.
I told him to pick it up.
Did you do that deliberate?
Just leave it.
I'm not
It's
gonna
a
touch
Burton
it.
snowboard. There's only 10 of them in the world. You can win that snowboard. We're after the very best caption on the Instagram throughout the course of the 5 days. More of that to come. But for now, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, technical errors aside, doesn't matter about that, does it? Bit of skiing for you. We'll see you here tomorrow for the men's from 10 o'clock from Woodsy and myself. We'll see you tomorrow.